Big up, everyone. Good morning to you all. Welcome to another Blue Morning Show. I hope you're all eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall living the blue life. Once again, welcome to the Blue Morning Show. Today, we'll talk about a few news items, and we could add to that. If any of you in the chat brings up some topic they see that we don't have lined up for discussion, and then we're going to preview in the match that will happen at the King Power Stadium between the home team Leicester City FC and Chelsea Football Club. It will be an interesting show today. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Yes, good people, welcome back again to another Blue Morning Show on Chelsea Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. More importantly, please do let me know in the chat already. We have a morning happy birthday to the biggest club in the whole world. Yep, that's the way to say it. Happy birthday to our beloved Chelsea Football Club. It's That's how many years ago? 1905 was when the club was founded. We will get back to that in a bit. Just give me 1 second to say hello to you guys in the chat. And nice to see you, Hushford. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the show. Good afternoon, Coach Ish. H, nice to see you, brother. Afternoon to you too, if it's afternoon where you are. Nice to see you. Hi there. Smash the like button and let's smash Leicester City this weekend. Man, make it 3 wins in a row. I'll take it. And I'm sure the boys are all high in confidence. I'm sure you could say recovered uh, form of beat because a win can go a long way. It is football. That's the way it works. And one more win, if the rest will be history. So yes, thank you so much for finding the time to join the show, Blue Blood. I hope you're doing well. And if you're watching, if you haven't, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Just give me a second. I will get back to you guys again. Yep. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you're watching, those of you that usually don't participate in the chat, if you're watching, I just want to let you know we appreciate your support because you provide great value. But if you can do us one more favor, just take a second and like the video. It doesn't take much to do that, and we appreciate that if you're able to do that. If not, thank you for always joining us and watching in silence. We know you watch and you provide a great value to the channel. Just give me 1 second. Um, Right, there you go. I've done that. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Hey, yeah, let's talk about it. It is the birthday of our beloved club, one of the best football clubs in the whole world. Founded on March 10th, 1905. Chelsea Football Club was founded in the Rising Sun pub on Fulham Road. Happy birthday, a club that made me fall in love to football again and over and over and over again and the club I will support until the fat lady sings, if you get what I mean by that. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea will win Leicester. I hope we'll beat them. The wins are coming, and please, yes, I get it. Whether you like the manager or not, Chelsea is the entity you support. Even if Graham Potter wins the Champions League tomorrow, he will still leave someday. It's not going to be at Chelsea forever. So Chelsea is the entity I support, and I will support whoever is the current manager even though I have questions, lots of questions, but I wouldn't for the reason that I don't like the manager, that I don't trust the manager's tactical capabilities, and start hating on my club or stop supporting my club. So yeah, let's beat them. Let's make it 3 wins in a row and move forward. I hope Mutrika plays tomorrow. I trust Graham Potter, or I trust whatever reason it is that led to him dropping him on the bench, up to the bench on 2 occasions now, or 3 matches right now. I will not question that because it seemed like the approach has worked. He dropped Kukurea out to the bench for a few matches and then even left him out entirely from the squad in the last one. And then when he came back firing on all cylinders. So yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing in terms of bringing out the best out of players. And I want to see Modric show that form that made us pay that much money for him. If that makes sense, Coach. What's the best moment you have seen supporting Chelsea? It has to be 2012. It has to be that first Champions League win in 2012. Yeah, you could argue we played. We just maybe let me just say phrase it this way. If you compare that final to the 20 is it 2020 or 2022 final? What year was it again? You'd say we played better, but in the last edition and we won. Um, but I'm not going to go into comparing them both, but that first one is something special. You never get that feeling. The second one was just hunger for more, led to us getting that one. But for the first one, hunger for the first, and the first time for everything is always special. So yeah, that's it for me. My bro, and hello to you, Hushford. My bro, Bailey, hello, Coach. Hello to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. And if you're in the chat, let me know what yeah, like that question. I'd like to see you answer this question. What's the best moment you've ever seen, or you again, or you've ever experienced as a Chelsea fan? I want to get that from you. I've answered mine, and I'm waiting to see what answer I will get for you from you. This is from YC Coetus, Blues for Life. Yep, until the day the fight lady sings. And if you're in the chat, I've asked the question, what's the best moment you've experienced as a Chelsea fan? I want to know. Yeah, the great club we support, the best club in the world, if you want to see it like that. And after that, let me wait and see what you say with regards to that question. Then I'll ask you the next question, whether you're looking forward to the next game, which is our game against Leicester City at the King Power Stadium, and whether it's a game you think we're capable of winning. I want to hear that from you. Yep, just give me one second. I want to have the football window open. Let me see. I'm waiting for you. The best moment that you've ever experienced of as a Chelsea fan. I want to know. I know it must be something. It must be some, especially there for you. So let us know, and it'd be interesting to see what you say. Let's see what we have here. Just give me 1 second. Yep, sorry, my window is a bit slow. We've looked at this one here, yep, the club. And this one here, it's an interesting something. Just I wanted us to talk about it because it's out there. It says the FA are ready to donate almost 1 million in gate receipts from Chelsea's FA Cup semi-final last season to Ukrainian charities in a move that will highlight the lack of progress in handling over in lack of progress in handing over the proceeds from Roman Abramovich's sale of the club to humanitarian causes, as promised, as he asked the Dapper So I'm not sure why they're finding it difficult to do that. But the good thing, I'm not concerned. There will be records of how the whole thing is handled. So if there's any malpractice, it will surely come to light, and questions will be asked as to why that's the case. And this one here is concerning to me. Callum Hudson-Odoi is a player I like so much, and they've always find a way to protect him in terms of debate. To say why it's looking as if it's not as if it's not living up to the hype. I usually mention the injury, the long-term injury he had. I usually mention the fact that people are expecting him to be, you could say, that a player with so much flair that they saw growing up as an academy product. That changes as he matures as a player. You start to see less and less of that you could say flamboyant display from him. Unfortunately, I think there's more to what's happening to him, but I still say let's still not give up on him. This says it has been confirmed that Callum Hudson-Odoi will be coming back to England or going back to England in the summer. There's no more hype left, and his performances are sobering and harmless. Bayern Munich should not shed any tears over the failed deal a few years ago. Hudson Odoi has not yet turned out to be the hoped for reinforcement at Bayer Leverkusen. He has only one goal and one assist in 20 competitions, in 20 competitive games since joining the team last season. It's a concerning one for me. Unfortunately, it's not looking good for him. And how old is he right now? Let me see. But I would say don't discount him. But I don't think Chelsea is the place where he get the chance to maybe rediscover his form also. Um, Let me check his age just quickly. Hudson Odoi age. He's still 22, really. But yeah, so I wouldn't say I would say let's not give up on him. I think he started playing football at a very early age. That once you hear his name, you feel like he should be in his 20s or 27, late 20s, early 20s, or late 20s, so to speak, because he's been playing for a while now, but he's just 22. So I wouldn't give up on him. Let's see what happens. Maybe extend his contract and then loan him to another English club. Let him stay in England and rediscover his form. He's a fine player, and I still believe he will come good. Good morning to you too. Didier Drogba goal versus Everton from Shevchenko flick. Yeah, and on. That's a special one too to remember. And thank you for mentioning your most special moment as a Chelsea fan. Eugene Nutty, nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Much respect to you, and hopefully someday again you get to win one of the giveaways these days. I'll be happy if you do. If anyone visits a Stamford Bridge and wants to see Founding Pub, it's now called the Butcher's Hook. Wow, I didn't know that. Well, thank you so much for educating us on that. I have again, as much as I'm one of the biggest Chelsea fans you'd ever see. I've actually not visited Stamford Bridge, but next time I'm traveling, I usually stop at Heathrow. I'm planning. I'll make sure I'll take a vacation in England to see a few games. But that's by the way. Happy 118th birthday to our beloved club, one of the biggest club in the whole world, the most beautiful club in the whole world, the biggest club in London. And may we continue to see a great success that all the clubs will be jealous of. Coach, who would you pick between Tammy Osimhen and Ramos as our striker option? Here's the thing, they're all good players. And I really do not want to talk about this now. My plan was to continue with the show. But I'll say this. If we have Jose Mourinho as our manager, I'd pick Tammy Abraham. But we don't have Jose Mourinho. So now I think the most suitable for the way we play and the way Graham Potter plays and given the players we have available, I'd say the most suitable right now is Ramos. Yeah, if you understand my argument. And I'm not going to go into explaining as to why I think that's the case because I've talked about that a billion times. Really, if I one day I'm not going to lie to you. But here's the good luck getting Gonzalo or Gonzalo Ramos because his buyer clause is 120 million euros, the same as that of Enzo Fernandez. And I don't think Benfica would want to sell him. They're trying to change to go from a selling club to a club that is winning a lot of trouble, a lot of trophies, so to speak. According to this list, Mark Bellingham was in Madrid last week, where he met with the leaders of Real Madrid. The same source states that Jude Bellingham prefers to move to Spain. Uh, uh, Beauty, yep, I've heard that before. That's not the first time. Another rumor is that he prefers to move to Liverpool because he's a Liverpool kid, if that makes sense. Again, I am happy now. Potter got through a full season. Well, I get it as an opposition fan. I hope he gets next season. Let's see what happens. I hope he wins trophy as he does that. Hudson Odoi finish is awful for me, unacceptable. I hope he does well. He's still a kid. I remember the game watch Chelsea versus Liverpool Champions League 4-4 draw Champions League at home. Was that the one Ivanovic scored two headers and Alex scored from a long range shot? Correct me if I think that's the game that comes to mind. Is that the game you're talking about? So yeah, if you are in the chat, Let us know your favorite Chelsea moment, the moment you cherish the most as a Chelsea fan. I really do want to know. And if you're watching, if you're not a moderator, please stop using all caps. Otherwise, Nightbot, which is a machine that's policing whatever you add to the chat, it will delete it. And if you continue doing that, it will time you out. So please avoid using all caps. So yeah, Kingo, I'm asking this game you mentioned. Was that the game that Branislav Ivanovic scored two headers and Alex, the Brazilian, scored with a beautiful free kick shot? I think maybe I'm mixing them all, but I think you're talking about the game that Ivanovic scored two goals and headed goals, I think. Hi, Kachila and Blues. Hi to you too, Lolo. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Let's see, Kachila, can you show us stats between Nkunku and Osimhen before Nkunku's injury? Nkunku is good with his head also and unpredictable. Yep, but we'll do that, but I can't do that right now because we don't have too much time to be able to do uh, we don't have enough time for the match preview. But I promise you, I think we'll do a show where we compare them both so that people can take a rest. Mohamed Masoudi Mudryk will face the same fate as Ziyech. He will be benched for too long for the entire season, and he will lose his shine if you don't play for a run of games. Your form will drop. I don't think Mudryk will be left out even for 3 games alone. I don't think so. We paid so much money for him, and we know he's good. We know he will come good. I think the manager is taking an approach that will actually be good with him. Take him off limelight for a while, and plus he's a fine player, so relax. I think he will come good. I'm not concerned about his Torres goal against Barca in the semi-finals. Yep, I remember that one. And how who was the commentator? One of the Neville brothers. I wish I could mimic that. It was very funny, but you cannot forget that. But that's a good one because that goal meant we moved on to the finals. So thank you for that. Kukurea out. Big up everyone. Happy birthday to our beloved club. Thank you so much, Martin O, for saying that. And Martin, I want to hear from you, your favorite Chelsea moment. Go ahead, shoot before we go into the match written proper. I want to hear your favorite Chelsea moment. I've heard some special stuff there. The moment Trevor went up with that header in the Champions League final, a goal of destiny. DJ Smooth Ultimate, a champ. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. That's a good one too. That's a good one too. And if you're watching, please, if you're not a mod, stop using more than 3 emojis. You shouldn't be doing that. If you use more than 3 emojis, Nightbot will time you out. This is the moment. Yep, that one is a special one. It's a special goal. That header, I think he hit the goalpost too before he went in. Yep. Felix will be rested next game. Rich James also needs to rest. I don't think the Rich James will be rested, but I think Felix will be rested. JC, how are you doing, brother? But let's see what Graham Potter does. Never again. He's unpredictably unpredictable. So let's wait and see. But JC, more importantly, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. So I'm waiting. Come on, people, bring it on, bring it on. I want to hear your favorite Chelsea moment. Since it's our favorite club's birthday, let's talk about that. I want to hear that. Ivanovic scored the two headed in the first. The second leg was okay. Ivanovic scored the two headers in the first leg, coach. Okay, the second leg was the 4-4 draw. Okay, but thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for correcting that. Mudryk had not played any competitive football for virtually 2 months. I thought it was 6 months. Okay, before joining Chelsea, so needs to be phased in slowly. Yep, and it's good for him, and he will come good. I'm really not concerned about him. UEFA Champions League 2020 final, every moment of it. Mesole Oludipo, that's a special day, really. I will never forget that day. I had to actually dodge classes to watch it. Real Madrid will not negotiate with PSG for Mbappe exclusively. Josep Pedro, okay, best news for Chelsea. So we have a chance. Happy birthday gift also. Hello, coach. When you wish you a nice day. JC, you too, brother. It seems like it's a very busy day for you. I wish you the same. And we haven't spoken privately for a while. Hopefully, we get a chance to talk. I hope you're doing well. My favorite Chelsea moment was when was Drogba's header against Bayern. I prayed deeply for a goal, and it came thanks to Didier Drogba. Yeah, at that point, I was actually resigning to also losing that game, losing that final to by a long goal, which I think it was Mula who scored that goal. But yeah, that's special indeed. So if anybody else want to state their special moment, I am waiting to see what to say, what you're saying. Fans need to let a young player take his time and develop. This sounds like the same cries for Hudson Odoi to play on the side. Yep, and it looks like he was, rushed into the limelight and couldn't manage it really. Even at Chelsea, you're starting to see something you could say attributes to, or something you could call a behavioral issue. He has started acting like he's arrived, started asking for more games, or he'll leave the club and all that. Yeah, I think we should learn to manage how you could say the young players emerge to limelight because he could do some irreparable damage to their career. But I hope he's still young. He's still 22, so I haven't given up on him. My best ever Chelsea moment is when the board sacked Graham Potter. It was the night to remember. You not look, man. You still be complaining, and the man will put you to shame. I get it. I have questions, but I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life, hoping that he gets sacked. As long as my team starts to perform, and we have nearly all the players injured back at training right now, so our team will start doing better. As long Chelsea is the entity I support. But yeah, nice to see you. The blue type of game. Much love to you, brother. Always nice to see you. JC says people also need to understand that Mudryk is actually from Ukraine, a nation under constant bombardment, and he must be having relatives. He must have relatives there. Yep, that's important too. So something there's a chance his mindset is something. Yeah, he needs to be pampered really right now. Not the easiest of time for him. We need to be patient. We need to support him. Yeah, I feel that way too. And to my bro, the CFCO, nice to see you. Big up, coach. It's been a while. I know you've been busy, plus married life. So yeah, lots of things to take care of. You're very, very occupied right now. But nice to see you, bro. Whenever you can, share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. And people, please pardon me. Let me while I take a sip of my coffee before I lose my voice, and it helps me work up properly too. Yeah, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Let's see. One goal, Drogba and Lampard. Two goals, and one goal, Alex. So that of Alex was the free kick. It's a thunderbolt free kick with. I think he's right-footed. Right. Correct me if I got that wrong. Blue Blood says the FA Cup against Chelsea. The FA Cup against Chelsea and between Chelsea and Liverpool in 1997 when Chelsea won 4-2 and meant that Chelsea progressed eventually to the final and won the FA Cup for the second time. Absolutely cracking game. Wow. That is some game to remember there, but thank you for mentioning that one. Hudson River should go to Italy. Okay, let's see what happens. I only want Mbappe, and after him, we don't need to buy nothing else. So let's keep the comments aligned. Ramirez a cheap against Barcelona. That was a delicious cheap. That was a beautiful cheap. And believe me, um, before that goal from Ramirez against Barcelona, the truth is this. I think a lot of people don't give him credit for his technical ability, for his footballing intelligence. A lot of people don't give him credit to that. I'm not going to name names, but chances are some of the younger players we call generational talent these days would have tried to keep it on the carpet and tried to find an angle from the side of the what's his name, the Spanish international goalkeeper who was between the sticks for Barcelona on that day, and they end up missing it. But he took it nonchalantly. I got to say, that's also one of his best goals for Chelsea Football Club. because Ramirez is one of those players because he's quick, because he does a lot of running on the pitch, and how managers use him. People don't know he's an intelligent player. That chip was delicious, honestly. I would say that's one of the best for me, one of my favorite choices moment, because that goal, I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I wasn't sure if he was going to try to get close to Valdez. I think, yeah, Valdez was the goalkeeper for Barcelona at that point. I wasn't sure if he was going to try to take a shot on the carpet there. But boy, that chip was delicious, and I will never forget that. Really, I think when my kid gets of age, I think I'll make him look. This is what I want you to remember this goal. I loved it. Yep. I hope we sign a guy. I'm not. I would try to research that player, and I haven't. It's not happening. Potter is sticking around. Love or hate it. Yep, I get it. You preach that quite a lot, and I think that may well happen. Most sad when Terry missed that penalty on a rainy day. He slipped and fell. Yep, I didn't like that. He broke my heart. But that's by the way. I'm gonna only keep it positive right now. Our first Champions League win. Yep. I think it makes sense for that to be the most enjoyable moment for me as a Chelsea fan. We need to remember the context. We were successful, but that was the last chance for those legends. Wow, wow, good backstory right there. Because even before that final, we were saying that they have to give it their all, because that's the last chance they have to win the Champions League, and they didn't disappoint. Even from the quarterfinal stages, when people thought we were done, we're never going to win it, we excelled. We overcame all odds and made it to the final, and even won it in the backyard of Bayern Munich. So yeah, that makes sense. The backstory is very, very important. So that first Champions League win, yeah, we should again. We were successful, but that was the last chance for those legends. So it makes sense. That win meant we aren't like present day Man City success without the big ears. Wow, I appreciate that delicious comment right there. Thank you so much for saying that. You see, Coach Potter makes so many changes. Let's hope finally he will stick to the winning formula. I hope he does that. I hope he doesn't chop and change. Stabilize the team first. Then, if you want to make change, then start making change later on. But you need a stability first of all. But it doesn't look like it's something that concerns him. Let's see if he changes too much again. Then he's not paying attention. He doesn't recognize the importance of stabilizing the team first of all. So thank you, people, as you're watching. If you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream. We're at 34 likes right now. Let's get it to 50 and 100 as soon as possible. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate that. Yep, thank you for that one. Apparently, Real Madrid has interest in Christian Pulisic. And big up to you, the New York guy. Nice to see you, my fellow American. I hope you're doing well. No Chelsea fan would forget that Liverpool game as we were 2-0 down and then scored 4 goals. And the atmosphere was fantastic, but meant that Chelsea progressed and ended a barren spell. Thank you so much for saying that. Lewis Lewis for care. Lewis Free channel doesn't know nothing. Well, uh, let's not do that, please. Last serious cup. Last Series Cup before the year 1971. Oh, that's some time. I reckon Rich James is injured again. No photos of him training. Maybe just a break because Potter is into giving breaks. Brandon S, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I remember watching Chelsea versus Napoli second leg. That's a cracking game too. We had to overcome a 3-1 loss deficit. We had to overcome the Edson Cavani gang at Stamford Bridge. I cannot listen. Oh, just don't worry. Don't talk about it here, please. Please, I beg you, bro. Just don't worry about it. Lampard goes against Bolton to win us the league first time in 1950 since 1950. Wow, you remember some Asians won the strike against Arsenal. Yeah, okay. I think I remember that one. Yep, that's a delicious one too. And that one, the strike against, he scored one good goal against Barcelona too. at the breach. And Mikel's wonderful FA Cup goal. I love that too. So yeah, a job of volley against Liverpool. He started with a chested, and then turned around and hit it delicious. It was deliciously taken. That's a delicious goal. No worries, bro. I'm not mad at you. You have every right, but yeah, you have an issue with him, but I don't. But I get where you're coming from. Much love to you. You know I respect you. So, but that's by the way, people. So happy birthday to our beloved club. And wishing the club more success. I hope we continue to win a lot of big trophies. And like I said, the future is looking very, very bright. I know we're struggling right now, but given the players we signed, and given the young players we signed, and given the structure in place, I think, yeah, the future will be so bright that you need glasses to look at it. And I'm never going to stop saying that. So thank you so much for mentioning all your favorite Chelsea moments that were all delicious. I remember watching Chelsea versus PSG second leg. That was under Jose Mourinho. I remember that too. That was a good one. Then I remember one goal from Hernan Crespo after he returned on loan from Italy. A tough game. I think it was Wigan. Wigan, the first game of the season. I was thinking that one was going to end. It was going to end in a draw, and Hernan Crespo scored a delicious goal, a well taken golazo. Let me know if you remember that one too. So Chelsea, lots of beautiful things about Chelsea. Even before Roman took over, there were fine players at the club, from Zola to Vieri to other clubs. Yes, yeah. That's by the way. We'll move on. Before we end the show, we're going to. I'm going to ask us all the question: when did you start supporting Chelsea, and why did you start supporting Chelsea? So I feel for Callum Hudson-Odoi. For once more, let's do this. Happy birthday to our beloved club. May we continue to see huge success and become one of the biggest clubs in England. And this one here is about Mason Mount. Um, this says Mason Mount could be available for around 50 million. I'd be surprised if we actually get 50 million because he's not been playing that often. He's not been in great form. And he has how long left on his contract? I don't think we'll get that much money from him. Let me check Mason Mount contract. So let's check. He doesn't have much left. And I saw something as they were saying the club offered him £180,000 per week, and he rejected that. And I don't think see him accepting that amount because Reece James will be earning more than him. A lot of players in the team will be earning more than him. Nearly in some cases nearly twice as much. So I would say, yeah, I wouldn't accept that either. But that's by the way. I've always known for a long while now that he probably ends up leaving. I probably that he'll probably end up leaving the club. So I want to check Mason Mount transfer market, how much he has left on his contract. I don't think he has much. I think less than 16 months or less than 12 months. Mason Mount transfer market. Just give me a second. Yeah, that's concern. I would love him to stay, but I'm not going to be selfish. I want him to go where he gets respected, where the manager coaches him, that he's still young, that he still has a lot to learn. That has not been the case at Chelsea Football Club. As much as I don't think he's the best player or the worst, I'm neither the worst player at the club. Mason Mount contract expires June 2024, so he doesn't have much left on his contract, which means we're not going to get that much money if we decide to sell him. So he rejected £180 a week, and it's actually offering him this amount shows the club don't respect him. Reece James's new contract he's on 250 plus. It shows the club don't really want him to stay, if that makes sense. But we move on from that really. Let's see. I remember watching. Yeah, you said that one before. One important moment for CFC winning a promotion to your UEFA Champions League in 2002-2003. Subsequently, Roman coming in and buying the club. That's an important moment indeed. And thank you so much for highlighting that. And if you're watching, if I haven't read your comment, and JC, by the way, if I haven't asked, I hope you're doing well. If you're watching, please keep dropping the likes on the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're at 36 likes. Let's get it to 50 and 100 as soon as possible. We can do that. Yeah, that's a very important moment in the club's history indeed. With Cucurella and Badiashile playing well right now. Who starts at left centre back versus Leicester City, or does Cucurella play left wing back and Chilwell gets a rest? I suspected that, but I didn't do that in my YouTube short predict the lineup. That may well happen. What you just said may well happen, or it could be Cucurella. It could be Cucurella getting the rest, more rest, while Benoit Badiashile comes in. But Badiashile, I think, must start. It will not be fair to leave him out of the Champions League squad and then end up again not giving him game time, even though he's doing well. So I think he will start. But I think I think Ben Chilwell will keep his place as he's still regaining his form. He's fully fit, yes, but he's not back to his best form yet, and he needs more game time to get there. So I would play him against Leicester City, his former club too. So Cucurella will be the one to rest or start on the bench. But let's see what Graham Potter does. As Roger would say, Graham Potter is predictably unpredictable. And right now, I also want to take the opportunity to ask my brother Liam Lane how he's doing. I hope he's doing well. I haven't messaged him for a few days now. I usually do, to find out how he's coping with the situation. But he's a strong and will overcome. So yeah, let's see. You may well be right, but let's see what he does. Jesse, good moment for the club, but not for me financially. That's a good one there. Let's see what else we have here. I start supporting Chelsea in 2004. Okay, let's do that one now before we go into the match review. Okay, Scott, when did you start supporting Chelsea? I started following Chelsea during the days of Zola. I fell in love with Zola, and I never looked back ever since. I started supporting Chelsea in 2004 and still supports the club and best team in the world. Hope Chelsea win Champions League again this season. Never say never, and yep, never say never. We're there. We have the lottery ticket, so hopefully with luck on our side, we'll win the lottery. But you get what I mean. Rich James is Terminator 6.0. I love him so much, and I hope he recovers fully. Probably Badiashile instead of Koulibaly. No, I think Koulibaly will lead the back line. That leadership is very, very crucial. I don't think he'd risk it, and he's seen Koulibaly is capable of leading the back line and leading very, very well. So I don't think he'd risk starting that back three or even a back four. Maybe a back four, he can exempt Koulibaly. But with a back three, I don't see him leaving out Koulibaly. But let's see what he does. I've become a Chelsea fan since 1997 era of Baba Yaro. Celestina Baba Yaro. What a player he was. But some lifestyle issues, but I don't want to get into that. Let me just say he was a fine player, a good footballer overall. I loved him so much. I am younger than 2007, but you can still say, yeah, it doesn't matter when did you start supporting Chelsea. Let's see what we have here. I don't like, you don't like the coach. Okay, that's you. A lot of people like him. I question his tactical ability. I don't hate him as an individual. I think he's a nice person. Just as we've heard the players say, he's a nice man. But that's the list of my concerns. We move on from that. We're not here to talk about the coach. And Martin O, bigger brother, always nice to see you. Market demand dictates wage. Yep. You phrase your comments like you're a teacher, man. And I like that. Place play wage. Reece James is top three in his position, but Mason Mount has Felix Gallagher, Carney Chukwemeka, Christopher Nkunku coming. Kai could drop deeper, hence 180 or 50 a week, or 50 million in terms of sale. I get your argument, but the player himself will think it's worth more. But in terms of sale, I don't think we're getting up to 50 million. In terms of his salary, I think there are clubs that probably would be willing to pay him nearly twice as much, or let's say a little bigger. Olawale or Gundiran, lots of my Niger friends support. Do support Chelsea Football Club. I started supporting Chelsea during the days of Baba Yaro. That's immediately after Japan '93, I think, and then '94, '95. When did he join Chelsea? Actually, I don't remember. But yeah, he was a fine player, and nice to see you, Olawale. I hope you're doing well. Also, the new owners, and Vivell, don't have a good memories of Mason Mount. So his current form, yep, yep, that's some good comment there. His current form, you could say, defines what they're offering him. Yeah, the fines was there for him, and it makes sense. That's the way football. Again, that's the way things happen in football. The clubs consider a player's current form before offering him a pay rise or whatever, however you want to phrase it. So his current form is all they've seen, and that doesn't help either. Yep, but again, to me, let me ask this question. Let's have that conversation. What do you think is Mason Mount? Don't no don't please don't go into name calling. Don't go into saying you can say he's rubbish if you want or he's not a good player. What do you think? Why do you think he hasn't reached that height? He hasn't reached that height we all believe he's capable of reaching. I want to get that from you. Then we go into the match review proper. Let's see. Yep, I've seen that. Thank you so much for phrasing that, brother. I started supporting Chelsea in 2010. Wow. That's been a while now. Thank you so much for saying that. Mount isn't proper Chelsea. Why are you saying he's proper Chelsea? Because he wants more money. If you're talking about how much he wants, let's be a bit objective here. It's business for all parties involved. And he runs tirelessly on the pitch for the club. It's work for him. Football is work for him. And I'm sure where you work, if you feel like if it's time for pay rise and you don't get it, and you feel like you're doing more work than your team, than your co-workers, you'd leave. You'd seek for to go to work for some other club that will pay you more. So I wouldn't say he isn't proper Chelsea because he's asking for more, and I don't care how much he's asking. That's the least of my concerns. He's working for it. He deserves to ask for whatever he feels like is worth because it's work. It's business for all parties involved. As much as it is business for the owners, they want profit. Players want security. They want to earn more money and have a bright future from what they're earning for running, risking their lives and running on the pitch. If that makes sense. As much as I don't think he's the best player at the club, the list of my concerns is how much he wants. He wants is asking. I don't care really. Two favorite Chelsea moments: a signing of Mourinho and Zola's goal in Cup Winners' Cup late 90s. Otis Maxwell, Mourinho was special indeed for us. He knows how to win games. Yep. Even though I'd like to move on from him right now, given that he's not been progressive enough to my liking. But if he comes back, I'll take him always. You're sure we're going to win something. And he gives, it's like he tell you, look, this is when we're going to win something. And it happens like that. Cup Winners' Cup 1998. Special day indeed. Big up Kuchila, top of the morning to you, brother. Top of morning to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. And I cannot thank you enough for remembering us. We have to do a watch along for the Champions League draw. That makes sense. Liverpool need a new James Milner, so I would accept the 50 million. Nobody's going to give you 50 million because he doesn't have much left on his contract. And it gets worse by the time we get to the end of the season, if that makes sense. Pardon me, I have to take a sip of my coffee before I lose my voice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So let me see. It doesn't look like anybody has anything to say why Mason Mount hasn't reached the height or the level we all believe he's capable of reaching. But that's, by the way, yes, once more, happy birthday to our beloved club. We love the club so much, and we hope to see more success. I hope to see the new owners learn from them whatever mistake they've made during the start of their tenure and not repeat that in the future. So if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream. 53 likes. You people are absolute legends. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So now the question I want to ask, are you looking forward to the Leicester City games? I want to look at our recent results. Our results are from recent pairings with them, recent matchup with them, how well we've done. And also, I want to know if you're looking forward to that game or if you're still concerned or if you're confident given that we've got 2 games in a row I want to know if you're confident going to that game that we're going to make it 3 wins in a row, or if you think it's going to end in a draw or a loss. Whatever you think will happen, you let me know in the chat. I really do want to know. Mason Mount needs a dynamic system to strive. Wow, really? To strive in our previous need to control possession and breaking down low blocks didn't help. It didn't help either because it's not good at that. Plus, here's the thing I want to say, and I promise I'm going to try to make sure this is the last time I say it. I think he hasn't reached his potentials. He hasn't done as well as we all think he'd be doing right now. He do, so to speak, because he hasn't been coached well. The managers prioritize his energy. The managers prioritize his industry, the amount of work he brings to the team, the present, and not help him become a better player. Unfortunately, I think it's a bit too late, maybe, because he's now known for his industry rather than his technical abilities or whatever else he's capable of offering. But that's, by the way, let me know. Are you looking forward to this game? Do you think we're going to win it? Do you think we're going to lose? Do you think it's going to end in a draw? Whatever you think is going to happen, you let me know. For me, I'm still not certain. I cannot look at these teams yeah, we've won two games in the bounce, on the bounce, but I'm still not sure. I'm still not able to look at this team and say, you know what, this is what I think the outcome of the next game will be. Even when we look at head to head and the statistics, points my thinking towards we're going to win this one. I still doubt it because the manager doesn't help matters in most cases. He chops and changes too much that that you you're not capable of telling what he's going to do in the next game. So yeah, but I want to get your thoughts on what do you think happens. Too much injuries to Mason Mount. I rather will Saul Kovacic. No, Andrew Phillips. No, I don't get it. To me, in my opinion, if you bring out the two players and say which of them would you rather whistle, I say let's sell Mason Mount. Really, not because he's a bad player. Because I, I don't know. You know what? I think we have to do a show, the Sell or Keep show. I think soon there will be a break. There will be a few days in between games. After the Everton game, then we'll have time to go start to comparing. Then we'll do the Keep or Sell show. I'd rather we keep Kovacic and sell Mason Mount. That's me. As much as I don't think Mount is a bad player, or as much as I don't think the reason he hasn't reached the level we believe he's capable of reaching isn't down to his own doing, but to the managers are prioritizing his energy and industry over what more he has to offer, if that makes sense. But that's, by the way, if you're watching, thank you so much for 54 likes. Please do keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Do go a long way. I enjoy so much interacting with you whenever you're in the chat. So thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show. I appreciate that. Let me see what else we have here. Let's look at start looking at. Do we have any other news here to read? No more except this one. We've talked about this one, and we don't need to talk about it anymore. Let's go here. Is the game I want to talk about? You tell me. Are you forward the game? Do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to lose it? I think it's going to happen. You let us know. Let me see. This thing time. It's taking too much time. It's and look what else we have in the chat. We have this contribution from Martin. Oh, he do well in our current setup, but his poor form, FFP profit, and all that contract talks and demands for him by Liverpool. We get him sold. It's sad, but a good club decision. Yeah. When you can say at the stage where he's more likely to leave than stay. I'd be surprised if he decides he stays tomorrow. No, I don't see that happening anymore. If that makes sense. Tier list show, please. Yeah, we'll do that in between. I think after the Everton game, we have a few days in between games, so we can talk about whatever we want to. Yeah, we'll do that. Still have my doubts on the coaching and the coach. Seems our front men don't know how to score a goal. Even Chilwell now misses chances that he normally scores. Here's the thing: what I want to say about the chances we've missed so far. Uh, like Roger emphasized on occasions, the chances we've missed. You could say we've been poor in front of goal. I agree, no question to that. We've been really, really poor in front of goal. But here's the thing: you see the sort of goals we scored on that day, a penalty we scored from the spot. From you could say, yeah, because Starling nearly fluffed it. He mistimed it at first, but still remained composed to dribble the man that was going to block the shot and find the back of the net. I think those goals, the fact we scored goals, 2 goals, it doesn't matter how it was scored. I think that changes anything, changes everything, so to speak. The next time Sterling gets a chance in front of goal, he puts it away, and every other player will follow suit. So I think that's the least of my concern right now. We're creating the chances. The players are getting at the end of the crosses or whatever the chances created, but putting it away has been always been the issues. But we've scored 2 goals, and that can change anything. In football, it usually takes scoring such goals for to kickstart. The fine finishes we'll start seeing from the player because winning brings confidence. The ideal setup for him is Dortmund replacing is it how you pronounce that Ozan in that left midfield. He's strive in Germany. Well, whatever works for him. But let's see what he does. I think if Liverpool is serious, I think he most likely will go to Liverpool. And Mbappe is only what we need with Nkunku on attack. Let's see what happens. So again, one more. I'm going to ask you that question one more time. Are you looking forward to our next game? Do you think we can win it? Do you think we're going to lose it? Whatever you think will happen, you let me know. It'd be interesting to see your thoughts. Are you confident now, given that we've won 2 games in a row, that we're going to win a third? Yeah, you go ahead. Let me know. So let's get into looking at starting to the match. Let's get into the match. Start by looking. Okay, the injury list. We still have a lot of players out. Really, wow. We have Thiago Silva mid-April. Yep, that's a long time. He's going to be out for a while, a month plus. N'Golo Kante hamstring injury mid-March. We're not mid-March yet. Probably a few days before he returns to full training. Mason Mount injured, unknown. I'm usually suspicious when you tell me a player is injured and unknown. What's the meaning of that? Edward Mendy broken finger early April. Cesar Spilicueta concussion doubtful. Amanda Broya knee injury late August. We've always known that he's going to be out for a while. Let's see what else we have here. For them, they have a talisman out. He seemed to play well against us, but I'm not holding my breath because he's out and thinking, okay, it's going to be a walk in the park for us. No, I don't see it that way because, the weaker the team, the least I expect from Chelsea. Victor Christensen ankle injury early April. Ryan Bertrand, former Chelsea man, too, knee injury mid-March. Johnny Evans, muscle injury. They lack leadership in the back line now a few days. So without him, he usually leads the back line. So I expect them to be everywhere, or maybe to see a makeshift back line from Leicester City against Chelsea Football Club. James Justin, Achilles tendon injury out for the season. Harvey Baines, sprained ankle, doubtful. This guy also is a monster in terms of pace and the spirited performance he shows whenever he plays. All those things matter. So if you're watching, if you haven't, please keep liking the stream. We have 59 likes. Let's get it to 68. Shoot for 100 as soon as possible. Thank you so much for all the support. Let's see what we have here. Yes, Leicester is a must-win. And do you think we can win? You say must-win. We need to win that game. But do you think we can win it? Do you think it's a game we're going to lose? Or do you think it ends in a draw? And are you looking forward to it? I want to know. If you think we're going to win it, let me know why you're confident we're going to win it. If you think we cannot, you let me know too. I want to know. Let's see. We should have the same team and play with intensity. Leicester concedes lots of goals, and that is especially true now that Johnny Evans will not be playing because he's the only one that I've seen whenever he's available. He leads. He's an intelligent player. I know he's underrated, but he can lead that back line. So I think they struggle a bit. Usually, when you see, is it Amate, Daniel Amate in the back line there, uh, you see lots of errors. Even in DD, whenever he's selected to be part of the back line, he's a fine player on his day, but as a defense, as a central defender, as a centre back, usually that's not his best position. They'll be everywhere. So, but that's not guarantee we win the game at the end of the day. Yep, Leicester concedes lots of goals, but they seem to be play differently whenever we play against them. A big game up for the Chelsea women on Sunday. Top of the women's Super League clash against Man United. Yeah, that what's that cup they lost? That was painful to me and to some of my friends who follow the games a lot. Liverpool uh, destroy stinginess. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So we've looked at the injury, recent form. Wow. Yeah. When I see this, Charity FC comes to mind. But that's, by the way, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please, the likes do go a long way. And I want to appeal to those of you who are also watching right now, but don't like to participate in the chat. Please, if you can, do us one more favor. Thank you already for watching. You watching does go a long way. You provide great value to the stream. But if you're watching, if you haven't, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Thank you so much for all your support. I cannot thank you enough. Let's see what else we have. Liverpool, yep, I've read that one. And this one here says, I have a feeling that the story of Potter will relate to the one of Arteta. He seemed to turn things around. Well, I'll take it if that happens. Chelsea is the entity I support, and if the manager does well, my club does well. So why not? I'll take it. Honestly, I have questions, lots of questions with regards to whether he's the man, and still questioning whether he's the man at all. But yeah, but that's, by the way, we move on from that. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I'm looking at the team form. They've lost 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row, and they've conceded how many goals? 3, 4. Yeah, they've conceded 3. 4, 6, 7 goals and scoring only one. That's some form. But what comes to mind when I see such form is Charity FC. Yeah, if you know what I mean. When you think with mop the floor with a team, that's when we end up sulking, and that comes down to mentality. Players not respecting the opponent and feeling like this is the game. Yeah, like come you can say going into that game with the feeling we've already won this one. After all, they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row, so let's make it the fifth one. And I've seen time and time and again Chelsea, a team losing 99 games, and we're the 100 game they will play the game, and we're the team that will play next, and most likely, and people will start seeing it as a 100 game that lose. We end up, no, that is if they lose to us, then it's going to be 100 game, or maybe no. Yeah, something like that. Then we'll end up fluffing it and not beating them. That's where Charity FC comes in. Yeah, people will think, yeah, they're going to lose to us too, and then they end up beating us. I don't want to see that happen. And like I said, this team is unpredictable, and Potter makes it even more difficult to tell what we're going to be able to do in any given game, given that he changes quite a lot. But let me get your thoughts. Are you looking forward to this game? What do you think will happen? Cannot see Liverpool overturning their 5-2 deficit against Real Madrid, though. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about this game in particular. Let's talk about this game in particular. What do you think happens? I think we should. I think we should plan to start the game with a deliberate with deliberate intention to score early and put them under pressure. Their CB struggles under pressure. They don't have again with Johnny Evans out. I think the situation gets worse for them. So your thoughts? I think that's a good point. Ihanacho will be a big threat in the first half. Then Vardy comes in when we tire out. Yep. When we come on in the 75th minute to long balls. Yeah, over the top. Yep, that's some good observation how they operate. And Ihanacho, he's been in great form too. I think a lot of people and defenders underestimate him, and he doesn't need too much space to shoot really. And on his day, he can shoot quite well, if that makes sense. So, your thoughts? Do you think again? But good contribution there from Martin. Oh, Liverpool have not enough quality because they always are buying cheap options. It costs him at the end on game like this against Real Madrid. Okay, we'll follow this. Let's see what happens. Leicester's last game against Southampton, they were all over. They were all over them, and the finishing was basically as good as ours has been in recent days. Yep. So nobody has told me specifically whether they think we're going to win or whether they think we're going to lose. I want clarity as to what you're saying because I'm sensing a lot of people have changed from not looking forward to watching our games to being so high in confidence. They feel like we're gonna beat Leicester City by 3 goals to nothing or 2 goals to nothing. But I want to get your thought. Be specific to me. What do you think is going to happen? But I think, yeah, you're very correct. Their defense has been everywhere, and even every other area on the pitch, they seem to be everywhere. There's no that you see disjointed performance from them, especially in their back line. If Porter wins every game for the rest of the season, then I will change my stance. He has succeeded. He's succeeded. His quota for losses and draws by far. So I don't want to hear it's impossible. Anything can happen. I get your argument, and yeah, mine is let him win the Champions League. Let him win it, and then I'm all. I'd be all in. I stick my head out and support him and challenge anybody that says otherwise. For him, let's see what happens here. Let's show much. Let's show much with value Mason Mount by selling him expensively. Yeah, selling a player doesn't come down to the price you're quoting. A lot of factors do come into play. How long he still has left on his contract. His current form comes into play. Yeah, all those things, and whether a player wants to leave. And again, where we are at right now in the situation, chances are, if we refuse to sell him to the club he wants to go, he'd put in a transfer request. And yeah, you know what happens when that's the case. So tell me, are you looking forward to Chelsea versus Leicester City? Do you think we're going to beat them? Do you think they're going to beat us? Whatever you think, you let me know. Leicester is not too scary. They are too open at the back. Yep, they don't look coordinated at the back. A good game for athletes, Mudryk and Chua, and they don't defend deep. That's not Brendan Rodgers' style. To me, he's one manager also, you could argue, not pragmatic enough, and that's probably why he hasn't progressed as a manager thus far. Smash the like button, people. Yes, we have 65 likes. Let's get it to 70, 80, 90, and 100 as soon as possible. We can do that, but only if you believe we can. I think the Leicester City game will be tougher than people think. Arsenal managed a 1-0 win at their ground, so we will have to be clinical. Then we get any chances. Okay, so do you still think we're going to win, Chelsea? Blue blood, you say it. I want you to be specific. Do you think we win that one? That's what I want to know. To me, I just can't tell. I've not been able to say what the outcome of our games are going to be due to the managers' unpredictable selection approach, player lineup selection approach. I am looking forward to watching the attacking subs who'd replace JF João Felix. Okay, João Felix and Reese. Who RS? Who's RS? Who's the abbreviation RS? Raheem Sterling. Okay, thank you. Let's see. We're gonna destroy Foxes just for fun. You sure? Can you hold your breath on that and say, yeah, I'm sure I'll stay alive by the time the game ends. But let's see. Let's see. I think Chelsea will win, but Chelsea will have to play well to win. Be clinical, more importantly, like you said previously. I think it comes down to how clinical we are in front of goals because we will create chances. And the way Leicester plays, I think we're going to see quite a lot of opportunity to get goals. Martin says Leicester City 0, Chelsea 3. Wow. Some confidence right there. And my bro Bobby says, smash the like button. Yes, people, we are 68 likes. Let's get it 32 more to get it to 100, and we can do that only if you believe we can. And I'm going to say this again. I haven't said that in a while. We have a membership. We have membership offer right now. It's just $2.99. If you can afford it, that will go a long way for us. We have a plan to always support students every month. Do a giveaway of the percentage of whatever we get from the membership to support students because I've been a student myself, so I really do want to do that to support students. So if you can become a member, you will go a long way. It costs just $2.99, but if you cannot, that's fine. You're still appreciated. You're still very much a very valued member of the Chelsea Perspective community. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'd like the new guys to score or assist. It makes sense because it will go a long way for them. Scoring a goal or assisting a goal will go a long way for them. I want to see Mihailo Modric get an assist or at least a goal. More importantly, a goal that would do him a world of good. And he's one player. Again, his potential is limitless. Really, I hope he comes good as soon as possible. But that's by the way. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I've read that one. Let's look at all the stuff here with regards to head-to-head and other things here. Here's what we have. We've looked at this recent form. They've been awful, but you know how it is with Chelsea. Charity FC, I hope I don't see that. In terms of insights, ranked 10 in goals scored per match, 1.4 goals per match. They've actually scored more goals than us. Wow. They have actually scored more goals for us. That is seriously that's actually surprising to me, really. Wow. They've scored more goals than us. And what else do we have to look at here? They haven't kept a clean sheet in 6 matches. We're ranked 13. Well, again, we haven't scored in 2 away games, so that's concerning. But because they haven't kept a clean sheet in 4 matches, we have a chance to score. And here we haven't won an away game in the last 10 matches. So if you're paying attention to the statics, or maybe if you prefer calling it insights, to the insights we just looked at, so the more likely outcome will be a draw. If you're paying attention to the statistics, but yeah, as for Chelsea, the statistics haven't actually worked of late. Because when you yeah, Graham Potter does his thing, lots of chops and changes. The 11 you or select a different 11, and then boom, your calculations as to with regards to what you think the outcome will be gets thrown out of the window and becomes absolute nonsense. It will help their confidence. Yep, it makes sense. I'd like good day, everyone. Good day to you. Supreme Court, I haven't seen you in a while. But more importantly, I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. The beautiful game says that Porter can get past Leicester City, Everton, and Aston Villa with max points, which is achievable. There will be no complaints, but I do expect us to hold a slapping against Liverpool. How about the fact that, here's the thing, something I'm going to say that I've always said. Against Liverpool, if your team cannot play well against Liverpool, then you're not a good manager. Because by default, you should play well against Liverpool. They play a very high line, and if you have a team as good as Chelsea, even close to being as good as Chelsea, you get the chances to score. but you have to put away your chances because with Liverpool on a good day, if you score 10 goals, they're capable of scoring 20. So, but you will always get the chance to score goals against Liverpool. But the question is, are we going to be clinical enough to take our chances? And yeah, and even if they score, then we'll still be able to win the game. So yeah, some good comment, good comment right there. Delicious one at that. No, more Chelsea says it's Reece James injured again from that Bellingham tackle. No, I don't think so. If it didn't train, then it must be because he's being rested because we don't want to risk too much. It's good to see a lot more confidence in the team since the Dortmund match, but let's not take the subsequent games for granted. The team still has lots to prove. They have to keep working. Let's not say, yeah, we've arrived, we're fine now, we've turned things around. No, we still have a difficult games lined up. Everton never easy for us, even in the worst moment. Even Leicester City never an easy game for us, really. So hopefully we'll overcome them and see our team do well. Hello to you, to Constantine Dante. I hope you're doing well. Kova had one of his best games against PvP. Appreciation comment. Yep, respect to him. He's a fine player. Let's see what else we have here. 7 clean sheets for Bayern Munich in 8 Champions League games, also unbeaten. Yep, but I think they're beatable, really. They are beatable. But let's see, off topic, no problem. But just as long as you do it mildly. Just give me a second. Yeah, I want to get your thoughts. Given the insights we've looked at, I'm going to read it for you again. Leicester City, they scored more goals than us. They have 10 goals. They're ranked 10 in goals scored per match. We're ranked 13, so they're better than us. Haven't kept a clean sheet in 6 matches. They have lost their last 4 matches. Yep, we've seen that ourselves. And for us, we're ranked 13 in terms of goals scored. We haven't scored in 2 away matches, which is not good news. Haven't won any games haven't won any away games in our last 10 matches. So you tell me what you make of that as all for statistics, really, or insight. You're right on the Liverpool take. That's why we often play well against them. Our formula is to be press resistant and beat a high line. Yep, and more importantly, put away your chances. Because if you put away your chances and be tight at the back, because chances are if you score 5, they can score 7.5. If that makes sense. Yep. A renewed Salah back at the breach, coach. It could get sticky. It could indeed. But let's see what happens. I'm confident. I think we're gonna do well against them. Plus we have. Let me just stay at. We're gonna do well. That's where I want to keep it. Just give me 1 second. I'm looking for something I want to share with you guys. Yeah, I think we're going to do well. How well, I don't know. And it's hard to say that this is what I think the outcome would be. It's a difficult one. But hopefully we're having N'Golo Kante ready at that point. I am personally concerned about how Potter uses Enzo Fernandez. It's like he pretends he's Jorginho and just restrict him as a result. Potter needs to use his strength properly. He needs to have the independence to be more adventurous. If that happens, then you get the best of Enzo Fernandez. I think we'll start seeing, I think he'd have the independence to venture forward more or to be more adventurous on the pitch when we see a pairing of him and him and Denis Zakaria, or pairing of him and N'Golo Kante. Right now, he's been paired with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mateo Kovacic, and those 2 players are not. He's better than them. He's more defensively sound than those 2 names we've mentioned. So probably in the cases where he's been paired with them, he'd be the one charged to be more cautious defensively, to be more disciplined. So yeah, but I'm calm. I'm not concerned. I know time will come. We'll get the best out of him. But right now, it hasn't happened. Thanks for last night, mate. Sincere apologies. Again, I got stuck and I sent you a message. I didn't even get a chance to say, because my phone battery died. I didn't even get a chance to send you a message to say I'm stuck there. But I owe you one. I will pay you back. And if you plan a review, please let me know. I'll pay you back, brother. Apologies. I respect you so much. It wasn't intentional. So sincere apologies for that. But thank you for understanding. I know you do understand. Supreme Court it says, I will be watching from behind the sofa. Coach doesn't sound convinced. No, I'm not convinced. But at the same time, I'm not convinced, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say, yeah, we'll lose that game or we'll win it. I'm just saying, I'm being cautious here. There's no telling what happens when it's a grandpa is still in charge. He chops and changes too much, and the players themselves they haven't performed consistently. I know we'll have enough strength in depth. We have a very good squad capable of winning that game for us. But with that happen, that's where I'm saying I'm not sure really. So your thoughts on these insights that I've read? I want to get your thoughts. What do you make of it? What do you get from it? What do you think will happen if you're basing your judgment on the insights here? To me, it just showed we haven't scored. We haven't scored in two away matches. And we haven't won an away match in 10 games. That to me, you can say the most likely outcome looks more like a draw, but that's no guarantee. It's usually the more likely. It's not certain that's going to be the case. But let's see what happens. Talking to Supreme Court, we're gonna eat foxes for breakfast. Well, I hope we do. I will take it, but I have lots of questions if that makes sense. Yes, people, if you haven't, drop a like on the stream, and please do subscribe to the channel if you have the likes to go a long way. Thank you so much for 75 likes. We need 25 more to get it to 100 likes. So yeah, let me see quickly. I don't know if we would have time head to head. I don't know if we'll have time to get into a particular lineup. I usually like that to be a separate show, and I think I'm going to do that. But let's see what happens. This here says we're gonna. Yep, I've read that. For head to head, they've had 4 wins, we've had 12 wins, and we've drawn 6 against them. And let's see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last games, we beat them 2-1 in August 2022, 1-1 draw in May 19th, 2022. We beat them 3-0 at their home turf at the King Power Stadium in November 20th, 2021. 2-1. In May 18th, 2021, and they beat us 1-0 at home. So 1 loss, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 5 games, we've lost 1 time to them, drew 1 to them, and beat them. The rest. So let's see whether we make it 13 wins against them tomorrow in terms of head-to-head. But you never tell what will happen. Coach Porter has found his lineup and uses them in the 3 games leading up to the Scousers visit. I will be a little bit more confident. Why? Can you elaborate? I really want to know why you say that. And yes, people, if you're watching, thank you for 78 likes. And let's get it to 80. We need 22 likes to get it to 100 as soon as possible. And we're capable of doing that, but only if you feel like we can do that. I'd really appreciate that. Let's see what else we have here. I've read that one. Let's see. Big up, coach, and everyone. Big up to you too, Suleiman. I haven't seen you for like 1,000 years, brother. I hope everything is okay with you. Please do let me know. Thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show. Not sure about this game simply because our away form has been awful. But you can say things seem to, again, we've won 2 games on a bounce, and we've seen 2 spirited performances, and the manager has become a bit more pragmatic. Tell me, and that those things, aren't they enough to give you some confidence that we're going to win the game? At the night, the insight on Chelsea is about the back 4 with Ziyech, Mount, and Modric. We're different now. You do pay attention very well, and that gets me. Now I'm thinking, maybe you're right. And I'm going to bring on Bobby because you've been hearing from just me for a while now. Once I get this, let's hear Bobby's opinion. My bro is on the panel. Too many changes, coach. too many changes. Porter just confusing himself, and as well us and the players, because too many changes can also confuse the players, and that makes it difficult for him to achieve stability. For me, I'd still start nearly the 11 that started against Dortmund at home, with just the exception of Kukurea. I'd start, what's his name? I'd start Badia Sheila in the left center back position, because it wouldn't make sense that you left him out in the Champions League game and still not give him game time in the Premier League. It wouldn't make any sort of sense, and he hasn't put a foot wrong really. And then out in the front three is where I twisted a bit and accommodate Modric because of his pace. Because Leicester City, you'd always get a chance to exploit that, that they're for the defending. Plus, they play sometimes they want to keep the ball. They want to keep the ball quite a lot too. That's how Brendan Rodgers operates. I cannot wait to put in Nkunku up front. The guy would be a problem for opponents. I think he would do well at Chelsea. Bobby, big up to you. Thank you so much for finding the time to joining me on the panel. I cannot thank you enough. Your thoughts? Are you looking forward to this game? Do you think we can win? If you think we can win, why? If you think we're not going to win, why? I want to get your thoughts. Hopefully, you have time to talk now. If not, I'll keep going until you're ready. Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up to you, brother. I hope you're doing well.
What I'm looking for, first of all, in this game is a fit team, and the fit team to be maintained as fit after the game. I think it's gone on for too long that we have not had a fit. We have always had key players out of games. We're so used to it now, we don't even notice it, and we don't even we tend to think it's okay to face teams that are fully fit while we're limping, whereas it's not. So I want a fit team. I don't want any more injuries until the end. Even not even then. I don't want any more injuries this season. We should go through this whole season with a fit squad for a change. Then we can really measure ourselves. The games we played in the past against Man City, I thought were a joke. We were not fit. They were fully fit, and it told. Their substitutions, everything, they were far superior in terms of players. Every game we've played, is it Arsenal, is it even Liverpool, we've not had our team. Against Leicester, why not? With a proper fit set of players, we can do something. Potter has the added luxury to be able to rotate. There are some players that were not registered in the Champions League team, so they could have an opportunity, and rest some others. I'm not sure I particularly want to see Fofana start this game. I think you need to protect him a little. He can be on the bench.
Who would you rather start?
Well, Badiashile can come back, and you continue with Badiashile and Koulibaly, because Koulibaly, I think, missed the other league game, if I'm correct. I can't remember. I think he did. There was, he's had less game time in terms of the centre-back pairing than the others. So give him one more game. Then the game after that, maybe rest him a little bit. I think we have a 1 week break anyway before then, so he will get some time. That's just how I'll do it. If Reece James is having a bit of a knock after that vicious tackle from Jude Bellingham, I would maybe give him a bit of time. I think Aspie should be back. He can play. Not that I'm underestimating Leicester by no stretch of the imagination. They're going to be up for it. They've been preparing for it. They're going to be wanting it. But we have to preserve our players for the long haul. We still have something to play for, so we must keep everybody going. And besides, Aspie on the right wing would benefit from playing with somebody in front of him. I think he does better that way. Am I saying flat back four now? Not really. Not really. We can say a less progressive wing back. That way you
Mm-hmm.
can be a winger. Um, so yeah, that's what I'll do. Cucurella, he played such a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could play him again. I don't want Chilwell overused. Um,
So how about the argument in the case of Chilwell that he needs
he
to
needs the time.
continue because he's had about 2 days rest. He would have about 2 days now. Yeah, in total, or 2.5 or 3 before that game, which is tomorrow. How about he's starting to show that he's regaining, getting
His
back,
fitness.
getting into a better form. Yeah, give him consistency. Yeah, give him more game time. So he
Yeah, it
gets
could be
because
worth.
he hasn't reached there.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah,
definitely
go ahead.
worth him. Yeah, it could be worth him playing a game for sure for that very reason because he seems
Mm-hmm.
to need to want to stretch his legs. That's for sure. I would have done that with Reece James if he hasn't trained. Then it means they're trying to protect him from a knock, and that
Mm-hmm.
probably means he why aggravate things. At best, put him on the bench or whatever. But I hear you about Chilwell. Yeah, you could try him again, but I don't know if he's playing a back three. Yeah, why not? Why not? Chilwell, Cucurella rotating in the back three with Badia Shield coming back. He doesn't have to play in the centre back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very much for Detro Fofana. We're all talking about, oh, we need a new striker, yada yada yada. I don't think we have given him much of a chance, and I would start him in the striking position as well. But I know Potter probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't overplay Havertz like this. He has to have some respite
Yeah, I
at
think
some time.
he should rest.
Yeah,
He should
yeah.
rest. But plus, he does a lot of running on the pitch before he becomes mentally tired. And anybody and start faltering again, and people start bantering him like everything that's going wrong at the club is his fault. 5 or 6 changes incoming. Here's the thing. Like I said, if I were him, I wouldn't change it too much. I would just then rest Havertz, maybe Felix too. But let's see what he does. You never know. I think he can only rest one of them, given the players we have available. Maybe rest Felix. Felix seems like he needs a bit of a rest. And the
Well,
club,
Mason
biggest
Mount's
brother, nice to
back.
see you at the club. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, you think
Mason
he
Mount
starts?
is back. So, well, if you want to rest Felix, no better time to start Mason.
Mm-hmm. But
He
let's
was
see. Like
suspended for
Roger
the
will
last
say, Graham
game.
Potter is the. Yeah, go ahead.
He was suspended for the last game. I don't. It wasn't that he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
fit.
But before that time, he wasn't. Before that before that, he wasn't starting too many games. Really, Graham Potter started dropping him on his bench. You could say down, which was down to his current form. But let me catch up with the chat. I want to get your thoughts on the head-to-head and how many Leicester City's current form, whether that means anything to you. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. If we see the Dortmund lineup again over the next a few games, then we will know Potter is actually learning. Oh yeah, yep. He has to play with nearly the same lineup. Just a few players that need. I think Havertz may need some rest, and I think Felix too, but he can't rest them both. One of them, they have to go one by one. Potter feels he has the space to make changes. I don't know why he thinks like that. Too many changes hasn't helped stabilize the sheep. Then you can say apply the changes gradually. Being drastic about it hasn't helped. Wait, hold on. I'm a mod. I appreciate that. Could you just learning that? Wait, are you just learning that, Supreme Court? You've been mod here for a while now. You haven't?
So Mason's still out with an injury.
Who?
Mason. Mason Mount.
Yeah. He's still out with an injury. Yeah, because a few days ago it was said that he was out with an injury. Okay, looks like you're watching the press conference right now. Okay. But that's by the way. So you didn't know you've been a mod on this channel for like 10 million years ago, and you're just realizing. Really? But that's by the way. You have right. Jorginho could have afforded us that luxury on the failed beat of Amrabat. But we're here now, and it's not all down to Potter. That's being truthful. Don't want to see experimental charity. Actually, I don't want to see that because it's a risk. I don't want us for any reason to think like that game will be a walk in the park. That would be a huge risk. But that's by the way. I'm going to scroll past. Try predicting the lineup with Potter. Yeah, it would take some thinking. You need the MI6 and FBI to come join you in planning that. Mathematically, if you win 13 games, we are in a top four, and we are playing against all top 16s. Wow. I think it's just me, Arabic, in the chat. Well, the only thing is that I can't say your name. At least you're able to say what you want to say. So apologies that I can't read your name because I can't read Arabic, but you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Enjoy yourself. Let me see people having conversations there. Bobby Foxes are awful, so it's not. Let's not. Don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate them. Even if they've considered 10 million goals, I'm sure we're all well acquainted with what we call Charity FC, and it's well and truly in existence. Really, I know, but it's a mentality thing, and it doesn't look like that has changed. Our big up coach Bobby Sempa and Chad, you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Glenn, my bro. Your tweets are so delicious. So I'm going to keep following you, your tweets. So I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Wingback needs to be rested. We cannot run them to the ground. Still have a cup game. Yep, we cannot do that. Kuchira, you're underestimating the Tinker Man. Indeed. Coach, can you ask Bobby to suggest a core of 5-6 players that could be the mainstay until a season ends that could affect achieving top four or even winning the Champions League? Bobby, whenever you're available, I'm going to save this question for you. Whenever you're ready to talk about it, I'll highlight it for you. May the front three would be Modric, Kai, and Sterling. Maybe, let's see. Rather up on my bro, nice to see
what's
you.
The question?
Yeah, I'll bring it back to you in a bit. Let me just get a few things. Why do we have our players that play one game today and rest the next game? That in itself is a problem. I agree with you. No team can win anything in this league with managing key players like that. They have to play at least quite a lot of games. I get it. They need rest sometimes. But yeah, in our case, we actually need to stabilize the team. We don't have stability right now. We're struggling to play in a consistent manner. We're struggling to perform consistently. So why chop and change the team? So, Bobby, I'm going to bring you back to this one. This is not a question, but this is a delicious comment from my bro, Erolo Ogbo. The question here is from the beautiful game here. Your thoughts on the question he asks you there? You want me to read it for you?
To suggest a core 5-6 players that could be the mainstay until season end, that could effectively achieve top floor or even UCL. Yeah, I mean, fitness permitting, it's a spine, isn't it? You're looking at your spine, and that would be in goal, Kepa, your main person in defense, Thiago Silva, midfield. Well, at the moment, it looks like Potter does prefer Enzo because he's fit, he's young, he's really settling in the team. Is he that person to carry that much responsibility? I'm not so sure, but between him and maybe someone like Kova, um, that could be a good core to build with, because I can see Kante really using the rest of the season, kind of
Hmm.
recovering and playing minutes here and there. Up front, definitely is Kai. That's all we've got. They're the mainstays. Surrounding them on either flank, you'll have the likes of um, Sterling, I suppose. Sterling, because of his seniority, his experience, and that's it. Then the others will be rotating as and when. Is that strong enough? Depends how how the others are rotated around them. I would have said Wesley in centre back position if Thiago wasn't there and if he remains fit. Absolutely, I think Wesley Fofana is going to be a major player for Chelsea. If fit, he's got to stay fit. That's the key thing.
More importantly,
Yeah, that is the key thing. Then, of course, our wing backs. You can even see with the 60% fit Reece James and a 90% fit Chilwell, what a difference we are. They completely changed the complexion of the team. Totally. We become a functional team. Um, So yeah, I mean, gosh, I can't wait for who's the kid we bought from Leon again? Uh,
Meta Gusto,
yeah, I
Gusto,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to start because that rotation for Reese is going to be really important for us going forward. And I hope if he's the player we think he is, it will really help the team maintain that balance throughout the season because that's been our problem. Our main balance has been disrupted due to injury. That's been more of our problem than anything else.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby, for taking the time to answer that. And if you're watching, we need just 14 more likes to get into 100. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. And I'll come back to Bobby with this delicious comment from Ronald Orbo. Because I'd like us to address it. The chopping and changing, how that is an issue. We'll actually say, yeah, resting players is important, and rotating the team is also important, but it can also be problematic. It doesn't allow the new players a time to gel as a unit. It becomes when you do again, and Graham Potter, you can argue he's done it too much. I had no idea. Okay, let's say what else we have here? Mason hurt his back during during the chicken dance. Well, I know people took that and ran with it, but that's the list of my concern. It wouldn't need to still sponsor a spot. They will just hand it to us. You think, okay, let's see. Yep, here's a link. Please consider becoming a member if you can afford it. Only if you can afford it. It's $2.99, but if you cannot, you're still a valued member of the community. But thank you so much. And it's being pinned at the very top in case you want to become a member. Honest question, do you think we should phase out Thiago Silva and mainly play the other current three and Cuckoo? That is inevitable. Phasing out Thiago Silva is inevitable. He's not there. He's not mainstay there. But even when he's not playing, his leadership does go well. Again, goes a long way, and that's why the club had to extend his contract. Hopefully, for me, I'm hoping they keep him beyond his playing days, if that makes sense. I think that's happening already. He's not going to be starting every games. But maybe let me start Roger Pop with this one. Roger, first of all, I haven't heard from you for like 10 years now. I hope all things are good on your end.
Hola, gentlemen. How are you?
Yeah.
Spanish.
Hola, Roger. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Bueno. Tu cerveza,
Yeah.
por favor. That's about it.
Spanish, please. So, Roger, your thoughts on this one? I'd say it's happening already. What do you think?
Yeah, well, obviously it has to be currently because of his injury, but I think he should be chosen judiciously. He really should be. He's an integral and most important part of our team because he's seamless. He sees the game in slow motion. He really does. But you're right, though. I think what is he, 38, and this season is nearly over. I think he's probably going to be a bit part player next year. One would assume, you never know, he could be a main part player next year because he's defying the laws of Mother Nature. He's playing like a 30-year-old. Let's be honest. The last two seasons.
And
So
haven't had a serious injury at this one for a while.
no, and the last one was an impact. So and you can't avoid those. So when you look at it, who's to say? To be honest with you, I never thought he would be playing at this level consistently. So he's defied all laws of logic. He really has. Father Time has not caught up with him. That's for sure. And I'm sure that's, well, probably A, his genetic DNA, and B, the way he looks after his body. He's probably the consummate professional in how he looks after himself.
When you say more importantly, the way he looks after himself.
I think it's a combo. I think they're not mutually exclusive. They have to go hand in hand. Look at Eden Hazard. He's a stranger to the gym, and he's unfortunately been injury prone. So, but I see what you're saying. I get it. Listen, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt that he's the consummate professional. So, but you do need luck too. You need a lot of lady luck to play. To be playing that long, that consistently, that you need an inordinate amount of luck not to sustain a serious injury.
Yeah. And Glenn says here, I think Thiago Silva has his role to play at the moment on and off the pitch. Yeah, I think so too. And this is not the first time he's not participating in the game, and you see him on the stand screaming at his teammates or supporting them. You could say reacting to every play. That shows you how he's committed to it to the club. Big up, Better Call Roger.
Instead of Soul.
Okay, I just got
That's
something
funny.
I'm going to be saying right now. But by the way, yes, but should others have a priority selection on the pitch alone? I think that hasn't been the case, actually. I think he's played mainly in the Champions League. Michael Valley has played in the Premier League on occasions, sometimes two of them playing together in the Champions League, while him not playing the Premier League. I think we started to phase him out gradually, but he has more to offer to the team than just play, like Glenn just mentioned up there. So congratulations, Roger, on your way on your new 7.5-year contract as a Potter's lawyer. Wow.
Damn.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay. My bro says, Kachila, just enjoying the stream. So apologies if you've covered this. Who would you play, Kukurea or Badeshile? I play Badeshile.
Yes.
I play Badeshile. I think I'm not sure the sweeper role from Kukurea is going to really work in the Premier League right now. I need to pay attention to it. But if he starts, I will take it. Then Potter has a plan. Then he's taking his time to look at him and seeing it works. It will still work against Leicester City. But I think would be better off. Would be better off with Badeshile playing there. Plus, it shows you have some respect with regards to the fact that he's been doing well. It will show that you respect his hard work, you respect his performance, and you're rewarding him for his performance. Plus, he's not in the Champions League squad, so it will be demoralizing for him not to be part of the Champions League squad and then not play again. And boom, after that Champions League game, you still jump into the bench and start Kukurea there. No, I think he starts that game. If anything, if Kukurea gets to play, then he will be in the wing back position. But I think he will feel like what's his name? Benchiro needs more game time to really rediscover his form fully. Because you could see, even though he did well, the Benchiro in his best form would have at least scored a goal on the day, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how I see it. I don't think Kukurea starts. Even if he starts, it's not going to be in the left center back position because a specialist player is available for that role. Big up, coach. Big up to you too, Rahayu, the 343 dilemma. Your name is dynamic. I don't know if it's automated or you just changing it. Big up to you, bro. Silva is probably more proper choice than a lot of our players. His reaction to Bellingham's tackle on James was priceless. Here's the thing: he probably, as much as we're saying we wish he joined us earlier, he probably saying he wished he joined us earlier too. But I think he joined us at the right time. No regrets at all. Because the older he is, the better he is. It's as simple as that. Let's see what else we have here. Glenn, Laughing Chelsea fires up the engines. Yep, let's do that. Porter will play both Benoit and Kukurea and rest of Chilwell. Okay, that's a good way to see it too. But like Roger would tell you, Porter is predictably unpredictable. Coach, I've made a pact not to attack Roger anymore. Where did that take place? I want to know. Not to attack Roger anymore. It's the negative energy that he feeds on on that makes him more powerful.
Come to the top side.
Yeah, what a way to phrase it. Just after a strong performance, Kukurea should certainly be given the chance. A strong performance too from a bench. Yeah, if you want to argue that. Plus an assist, right? So be given the chance to enjoy the moment. Yeah, but you have to show Badiashile his respect. So no sentiments at all, if that makes sense. Speaking of proper Charles, what's the deal with Jorginho? I am happy. I am with them now. I chose not to watch that video. I chose not to watch that video. I don't know if anybody on the panel watched it and would want to talk about it. I chose not to watch it.
What was that about? I didn't. I sort of ignored it as well. But
I ignored it. Yep, I ignored it as much as I ignored the story that came out when Mudryk nearly joined us. The story about blah blah blah. He said the N word and all that. I ignored it as much as I did. I don't want to talk about it really. But if anybody on the panel wants to talk about it, you can go ahead. I don't know what it was because I chose not to. And really, he's moved on, and I'm moving on from him too. Does
anybody know what it was?
I don't know really because I chose not to. But if you know, if you want to know, if they can elaborate and you want to talk about it, up to you. I really don't want to know. Roger, I don't know. Are you up with? Are you up with that?
Let's move on.
Okay, thank you. Big up Kachila, Bobby, Roger, and everyone in the comment. Big up to you too, DJ. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, Glenn, just saying hello DJ. To Glenn there. I need to see Mudryk. Sorry,
I was saying hello to DJ.
Oh, okay, yeah, DJ, hello to you too. I need to see Mudryk. Excuse me. I need to see Mudryk unleash on Leicester City, especially with Sterling a dub for the game. Is he? Did you hear that? Yeah, are you paying attention to the? Is a dub for the game? I don't know. You can elaborate. Let's see. He said, "I faced them, Arsenal." Yeah, okay, a lot before, and it was difficult, but now. Labs, I am very happy to be with them.
Huh? I didn't quite get that.
Is that it? What do you make of it, Glenn? I want to get what he said. I faced them Arsenal. Is it 8 times? Is it midfield 8 or what is it? I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what to make of it. Okay, a lot before, and it was difficult, but now, yeah, I don't make. If anything, I'm even more confused. Maybe it's your fault, Glenn. You're not explaining well. Coach, top 5 Chelsea players. My top. I think that's off topic right now, and okay. Didier Drogba, JT. Zola, that's 3. Jeez. Eden Hazard, that's 4. Number 5, I will give it to the most underrated, John Mikalovic. Maybe because I was born in Nigeria, but I like him, and I'm not the type to just see games on the surface or based on results. I look beyond results to see what went on in the game. Snake J5, can you elaborate if going by what Glenn just read? I'm not maybe he used an abbreviation that's confusing me. The M8 or so. Coach, again, I've named them, and I really didn't want to do that right now. He means Arsenal mates. Yeah, I get it. He means Arsenal. Yeah, playing them. We've heard that before. Yeah, playing them was difficult, and I'm here now. Smiles. That's what I read from what Glenn just wrote. It may be if he missed something, I want to know. Well, I first saw the picture, so I was careful not to pull it out of context. But then I saw the shot, a video, and yeah, we had him to say, well, to say that he faced them and it was difficult. We see things differently. For me, that's nothing. I don't know. What do you think, Roger? Do you make anything of that?
What was he talking about, sir?
What Jorginho said. He said here, look at it here. He said, I faced them Arsenal M8S. What does that stand for? Apostrophe S. Maybe that's where I'm not reading it well.
I was thinking of M80s, the explosive device, but no, I don't know.
Yeah, so...
yeah, well, you know what? I just take it with a pinch of salt. You know, he's obviously gone to a new team. What's he going to do? Is he going to put them down?
So is it wrong to say he's faced them and it's difficult?
I think he's probably answering a question in a second language or a third language that he probably doesn't feel comfortable with. Could be taken out of context also. Or he could be actually just bigging up Arsenal and maybe, shall we say, having a parting shot at us. It depends. You'd have to actually see it and listen to it and see what context it is.
Roger, Glenn, can you explain what's M8 apostrophe S? What does it stand for? Maybe that will help me understand the context fully well. Yeah, Bobby, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't like all this sort of saltiness and all that,
Immature.
Yeah, Jorginho, he left Chelsea because he was more or less told that going forward he won't be part of the plans. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no hiding the fact that he wasn't always brilliant at Chelsea. So he's now gone to Arsenal. If he wants to rip up trees there, well, that's up to him. He should have. If he was doing it at Chelsea, we wouldn't have sold him. So all this, talk of this, that, and the other, it just smacks of salty to me. Get on with it. You moved on there. Enjoy what's left of your career there, and just be done with it. I don't even think of Jorginho right now. He's not a player. It's not like he suddenly.
So, Bobby,
decided...
are you saying what you're saying based on what we have on the screen, or have you watched the video? Is there more to it that I don't know?
Well, I'm just saying it based on what we have on the screen. I haven't watched the video. Like you.
That he said he faced them and it was difficult.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, probably was for him. Probably was as badly as he plays, then it's going to be difficult, isn't it? So so now he's with them. He can go and play badly there and all. I'm not into all this. He should shut up and move on. If he wants to say anything, he can say some respectful things about the club with which he won the Champions League with, and just move on. I mean, gosh.
Yeah, it should be more respectful.
Honestly, I'm going to say this. If we're basing off of what we just saw on the screen, I'm not taking any measure of offense. Again, any measure of offense from this.
No, there's really nothing. There's nothing to be said there.
Yeah,
nothing.
Nothing
You're right.
Really. Nothing to say. For instance, who was that? Fernando Torres says, who was that says he's been scoring something? I forgot what he said. Something to the effect of, I've been scoring against Chelsea, but now I won't score against them. I'll be scoring against Liverpool. Something to the effect of that. It doesn't differ that much, except if I'm missing something from this. I'm not sure. Did he say Arsenal is the best club in London? Then I'll get offended.
Even then, it's not important. He's not
Yeah.
important. Move on. I liked how David Luiz went there. When he went there, he wasn't that keen to go there. He just went there because it was a convenient move, and he sort of alluded to that. He never opened his mouth to disrespect Chelsea. Same with Petr Cech. So, and these were players that were invaluable to us. You know, that really were players that I was like, crikey, their moving is a bit of a miss. Yes, you could say Petr Cech because he lost his number one spot to Thibaut Courtois, who eventually didn't stay. Um, you know, but he was still a massive player when he left. And but Jorginho, you know, he's not. He hasn't performed excessively well for Chelsea. You know, if he can do that for Arsenal, well, you know, should have done it for Chelsea while he was here. But you know,
And you know what?
these
I'm
are
all for it. Let's
fans.
move on. Let's not sound like actually we're regretting it to any measure.
No, no,
Yeah.
it's
So let's
fans
move. It's
doing
not
this.
worth our time. Yeah. But maybe Glenn needs to explain something more to me. Really. I think I chose not to, but now I'm looking at it. The beautiful game. Okay. Let's. I says let's end this with the only thing that runs in Jorginho's family is ignorance. This sounds like there's more to it than we know. Really. That's by the way we move on. And Lampard skates also. That's what I think. That's why you're saying Lampard. What about Lampard? That's what you're saying. Kachila, a big up one day. I think Kukurea should continue with the tempo of his performance of last Champions League game. He should be given a more chance to play regularly. Yeah, but where does that leave Badiashile? He needs to also be playing too. I think if Kukurea starts tomorrow, he'll probably be in the wing back position. But Badiashile needs to start too. Kukurea as wing back and gives Chile a rest and makes sense. He's been one of our hardest working players in the last 3 games in a short space of time after recovering from a long-time injury. But how about the argument he needs to continue since he's in a good run of form to recover, to regain his form fully, if that makes sense. Happy birthday to Chelsea FC. Yep, we did that before during the start of the game. We took our time, everybody discussing their favorite Chelsea moments. We did that for nearly an hour, actually. But thanks for saying it again. Our beloved club, we hope to see more success and continue being the best club in England. No, to say that he's happy. He's at Arsenal. Oh, okay, that's another angle to see it. But putting everything together, I wouldn't even worry. But specifically, if you're nitpicking it, but let's move on from him. Let's not be like that guy that says, I've moved on from my ex, but never stops thinking about ex. So let's just move on. But I get it. Okay, mates. Okay, Arsenal mates. Okay, now I get it. My top 5: Lampard, Drogba, Kante, Terry, Reece James. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I get it. 8. Yeah, you know, yeah, I get it. Yes, Bobby, just saying hello to each other. Yep, happy birthday to our club. Sorry, that was what he's saying there. Now I get it. Chat abbreviations. That was a PR stuff from J5. Not important. Yeah, I mean, he's an Arsenal player. You don't expect him to say, "I respect Chelsea more than Arsenal," or maybe the argument would be maybe he should have found a way to phrase it, not to. You could say, "Cause let's move on, please." At least he's letting his Arsenal mates touch the UEFA Champions League medal. Hello, my blue family. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well. How about you? I am looking for the video now, Coach. Send it to you when I get it. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I want to get the contest. He was surplus to our team because we got Enzo, who basically is all what J5 offer, only more stronger. No. Enzo will never be J5, and J5 will never be Enzo. JC, I know I love you, but you and I can argue that from now to tomorrow they differ. J5 is an opportunity. He saw an opportunity to earn a quick Premier League and went for it. It's as simple as that. And hopefully, I hope he doesn't win it, because if it's Arsenal, if it was Man City, I'd pray that he wins it. That's by the way, Reece Mount. We'll talk about that in a bit. I have an update lined up for that. J5 played good here. Let's please, enough of the J5 talk. Raheem with a hamstring now too. Wow. What is going on to this club? But before we talk about that, I want to get ready to start. Sorry to bring it up. No, 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 no. There's no being. So I'm just saying that's how I see it. We're supposed to talk about it. You brought it up. That's fine. But to me, we just concluded it's not worth our time. If we talk about it, it's like we haven't moved on from him. You have every right to bring up whatever topic you want to bring up. It's as simple as that, bro. I know you understand that. You know, plus I love you, brother. So it doesn't matter. We have to talk about it. We talked about it and concluded it's not worth our time. Let's move on from it. Like you all said, he's gone now. That's it. Let's move on. Yeah. Sorry, I just came on what did Jorginho do? Well, I'm not gonna be the one to explain to you. I don't, because I don't really understand. Glenn better explain to you. Glenn understand the situation better and probably will be a better place to explain that to you. Like William, J5 will do well for a short period of time. Then the bad form kicks in. The 3-4-3 dilemma. Rahayu, my bro, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. So, Roger, I'm going to come back to you. Your thoughts, are you looking forward to the game against Leicester City? And do you want to see the head-to-head and everything? And finally, we're playing against team, you could say we're in a better form than them. Let me show you. Yeah, we're in a better form than Leicester City. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last encounters. They've beaten us only once. We drew one. We lost one, drew one. And we beat them 3-0 at the King Power Stadium. Overall, 12 wins to the 4 wins, 6 draws. And recent form, they've lost 4 on the bounce. That's concerning to me because I don't think we've dealt with the Charity FC issue. 2 wins on the bounce for us. You know, you would not hear much about what have been the issue these days. They're ranked 10th in goals scored. They have that one, they're better than us. We're ranked 13th in goals scored. They haven't kept a clean sheet in 6 matches. We haven't scored in 2 away games, so that's a problem because it's an away game. We haven't won an away game in 10 matches, so these 2 makes it look like it's going to be difficult for us. They have lost their last 4 matches. So your thoughts?
Yeah, it bodes well for us on paper. So, but
does it really, given the fact that we haven't scored in 2 away matches and we haven't won an away games in 10 games?
Yeah, but so potentially we've turned the corner. At least the last 2 games. So I'm looking at a new chapter with the last 2 games. I'm trying to be somewhat optimistically, perhaps naive. I want to see, for the most part, and this is a very important caveat I'm about to say, with the exception of any player that this training staff is basically informed that this player shouldn't start, or if there's an injury, or that player can only play a certain amount of minutes based on medical requirements. I hear you, and I understand what you're saying, but and I don't think it applies when you critique the coaching staff, whether it's Potter or the collective coaching staff, when you say he changes too much. Don't forget a lot of it when they meet several times a week. The medical staff have input and determine how many minutes a player can play, if they can play at all, you know, based on the fact that they're newly returning from a long injury. So that is part of the equation, and we need to factor that. Yeah, before the World Cup, I agree with you. That wasn't the case as much. Now it is definitely the case. As you can see, for the last half a dozen or so, well, actually a dozen matches. So I think that's more relevant. And I hope this is the case also when we have N'Golo returning also. We don't just flog that horse to death, as they say. He needs to be played judiciously with a lot of medical input from the coaching and medical staff. So based on that, I would like us to maintain a back 3 formation and play as many players as possible. Now, I know this is going to be the 3rd game in like 8 days we're going to play, or 7 days, however long it is. But a lot of them were heavily substituted. And I understand a few of them are are maybe banged up and can't play. But I think we need to create a sense of uniformity and regularity going forward. I think that's so important, Coach. Let's see which formation he chooses. But I think there needs to be some, shall we say, uniformity. There just has to be. Obviously, there's certain players that can't, and if that's the case, then so be it, medically speaking. But try to maintain a modicum of consistency here.
Yeah. After the game tomorrow, then we play Everton on the 18th. Then we don't have another game until April 4th.
Yeah. There's an international break, isn't there?
Yeah. So that's when we'll do our tier 1 show. We freestyle and everything. So, there's the answer to your question there. And Glenn is a very, very considerate individual. I think, because we're fans, it'd be easy to take that and run with it. Look, this is business for all parties, and the guy is as a new employer at where he is right now, so he has to stay in line, or they feel like we have a mole in our midst. If that makes sense. But let's move on from that, really. But I'm still gonna watch it to get the context. I'm still gonna watch it. Maybe make a YouTube short from it. I'm gonna watch it anyway. And since it's a picture, I'm going to pay attention to the video itself where he's speaking. A picture could be somebody just take it and make it, maybe an Arsenal fan, and make it what they know will be painful to Chelsea fans. I'm convinced we have a strong chance to win tomorrow based on our 2 wins in a row. We talked about that before. Less and less talks about Graham Potter because the results are coming. And we've always argued if the results were still going our way, a lot of people won't even look beyond the results to see we have certain issues somewhere, which is happening right now. Long may that continue, because he continues winning, our club is winning over. More importantly, if that makes sense, we hired a former hamstring guy, right? Are we going for specialists for everything? I don't know. Roger, do you know of that? Did we hire any hamstring guy?
I have no idea.
I have no idea really, but I think but it sounds like something the current owners would do. Since they hired a former mentality coach, we hired a former hamstring guy to say it's believable. But we moved. Yep, we got Enzo now, and to be honest, Jorginho was good servants, but that's it for me. Yeah, that's it. He moved some. I love David Luiz when he left. I didn't hang I didn't, I'm still alive. He left him still alive. I'm just going to be cautious with language I use. Says YouTube has become so sensitive. What else again? William and I loved him too, and I wanted him to remain at the club. So yeah, Chelsea is the club we support, and we move on, if that makes sense. But that's, by the way, people, my bro Taboho says 5 more likes to get it to 100 people. We can do that. So if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Let's hit 11,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We can get it there, but more importantly, let's enjoy the show. Brother, thank you for saying that, my bro from Madiba land. And whenever you get a chance, you don't have to even tell me. Just share the link to your channel, and when I get to that, I'll talk about it so people can go check it out. Porter Modric, he comes into the question. He's a player we believe in a lot. When he arrived, he was in the middle of a preseason campaign. To hit the ground running in the Premier League, it's not easy. I feel the same too. I know he will come good, and I'll keep making the same argument I made for Cucurella when people saying he's a flop already, even Koulibaly. And that's when I and Roger were in the same team, arguing for Koulibaly and Cucurella. Hit the like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes will go a long way. Thank you so much for all the support. More from Porter and Modric Impressor, but day by day, week by week, he's getting stronger and stronger. The guy is already strong. I think we're talking about regaining his form. So he will be in the squad tomorrow, and there's a chance he could play. Yeah, here's the thing. I just want him to come back good, and it looks like Graham Potter has mastered the art of helping players to recover their form. Look at Cucurella, who even took a day off. Yeah, how well he did. Reece Starling over not making the squad tomorrow, and I picked Reece in my predicted lineup. Unfortunately, to be honest, I still think the experiment to keep an injury-free 11 is essential for UEFA Champions League. Also, good for sales, but sadly, no top 6 this season. I don't want a top 6. If it's not top 4, let's end in top 10 or top 12. I don't want anything.
I disagree, Coach. I strongly disagree.
Can I drop?
Of course. Your Honor.
And hopefully I'll land safely. I hope you're not setting a trap for me. I don't want us to be distracted by Europa League or Europa Conference League. I want, if we miss the Champions League this season, let's win the league next season. Honestly, but go ahead. I want to hear your argument.
Well, it's based on the fact that, okay, let's say we don't get any European football next year, but the following year we're going to have to make top 4 to make the Champions League. But if we do make, let's say, 5th or 6th position, next year we will have the Europa League. And I believe we will have a strong case to win that and then automatically qualify for the Champions League. And equally as important, it gives the fringe players, shall we say, an opportunity to get needed playing time, in addition to our domestic cups. So I think it's very important. Yes, I understand that the Europa League has traditionally a greater distance in flying and more time, and it can wear and tear. But, this is a big team, a big squad, a big club. We, in case you haven't noticed, probably have the largest squad in all of the 5 leagues in Europe. So we should be well equipped and built for this kind of thing. And I see more positives than negatives, let's put it that way, if that makes sense. But I get your point, because look, Arsenal, they didn't have any European football last year or the year before, and they've rebounded well. So listen, but there's valid points to both sides of the coin. Yeah, but I think it would actually go more so.
But of course, you want your own argument to win, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think we have a greater chance of making top 4 via that route. And just as importantly, that it gives these fringe players time to play and bond.
It will go a long way. Yeah, it will go a long way. The Zmuzrik side of Pulisic, they are both in the same type of form, trying to get up to speed. Sorry?
And Coach, I forgot one other thing. I apologize for interjecting. But there's the matter of money. You still get money for actually being in that tournament. Less than the Champions League, I grant you, but it still goes towards our accounting side of the ledger. So that's an important aspect also to look at.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing.
No, there is no thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing I want to say is this. That's my opinion. That's my wish as a fan. And I understand, like you explained, but
I get it.
Whenever I talk about it, I never paid attention. There's financial incentives from participating in those competitions. But now you've made me realize that the club may well feel like we need it for financial purposes. And maybe by the time we have big enough sport to compete comfortably in those competitions and not be stretched out and not play too many games. You could argue that lots of the injuries we're having right now probably comes, you could say, it's as a result of at that time under Thomas Tuchel where we played too many games. It accumulates over time. We played the most games in Europe, I think.
So, Coach. So, Coach. Yes,
I'm listening. Yeah,
so you're right. This is no coincidence that Liverpool and Chelsea played 63 games last year, the most in all of Europe. And it's no coincidence that they've experienced a lot of injuries and we have experienced even more injuries. I fail to believe in this coincidence. Of course, it takes its toll, Coach. It does. Listen, these are finely tuned athletes. These are the equivalent of a Formula One car. And we're not designed to to perform at such a high speed and such a high rate in a semi-contact sport multiple times a week. It's just not. It's where we're on the borderline. You know, it's like it can't go any further. Let's put it that way. Does that make sense? So we are pushing the players, probably to the detriment of their health. I agree with that. It makes sense. There's a valid point for that. I get it.
Yeah, I was going to have Bobby answer this one, but he's going to let me answer it. To me, we don't know what the manager does. It's his choice to select one. I think Mudryk I still think Mudryk starts. Thomas Pulisic is not 100% fit. Yep, that's a good argument. Chris, hamstring. Okay. Only anti-Chelsea fans don't want Mbappe. I mean, it's your opinion. I think nobody says we don't want Mbappe. To me, being realistic, I don't think we would get him. Yes, we did hire a hamstring specialist. Wow.
Seriously, fire him then.
Maybe
fire
have they started work? Like I said, when I read that, Roger, remember I said it's believable. Yeah, but were you saying something?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't give you the space.
Fire him. I'm just joking.
He doesn't know what he's doing, right?
No, I'm just joking. Listen, we have a lot of hamstring issues the last 2 years. A lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. This says, Coach, if Potter survives this season, do you think he will survive subs bench of Romelu Lukaku and Callum Hudson-Odoi next season? Ooh, it sounds funny,
really
but this is serious because it would be a toxic bench. Callum Hudson-Odoi, if you ask him, even though he hasn't done well in Germany, if you ask him, he probably feels like he's the best player in the world right now. But he's still young. I will still not sell Callum Hudson-Odoi at 22. But once you hear these players' names, if you hear their names, you think they played like 1,000 years. No, but because he's been there for a while now, it sounds like he's been there like forever. I'd say extend his contract, send him out on loan to a Premier League club. Go ahead, Roger. You were saying something.
Yeah, I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi, I don't think he's toxic, is he? Does he have a reputation?
No, my stats by showing this is it the stand for not playing? Yeah.
Sure. He's been with us a long time. It does seem like he's 28, 29, but he's in his early 20s, isn't he, still? So
just 22.
But listen,
I was shocked when I saw that today, really.
Yeah, because he started playing for us when he was like 17, don't forget. He's not even close to
it is like
potential.
that with every young player we have at the club. Because, for instance, Ampadu, if somebody asks you how old do you think, you think he's probably like 24, 26 right now. No, he's still around that 22, 23 at most.
No, I think he's around 21,
okay.
I think.
He's even younger. That's the thing. That's because you've seen them so much. They've been on the scene so much, high level scene so much. Then you hear the name, you think, and I think we expect so much of them too much, actually, because they've been on the scene for a while.
He was playing for us. I think he had his debut in probably the League Cup when he was 17. I think he played for Wales at 17 or 18. It just seems that they've been around a long time, but these are truly fetuses when we first saw them. They're high school kids, basically. But, you know, I would love to keep Callum. I don't want to sell him. I know we need to trim down the squad, but I think his upside, he's not even close to reaching his peak, Coach. Not even close.
Not even close,
I think it's too early to prematurely give up on him. I don't know. I haven't watched any of his games, but
I don't think the club will. I don't think the club will. And I think if they offer him a 7-year contract, I think he'll take it quickly. But maybe if they feel like it's a risk, if they see this as a risk, given that they're not sure where his the career is headed, because he had the opportunity to show. I'm not sure. I'm not going to get into that. What really happened in Germany? I'm not going to judge him for that. But that's why we need to move on. And part of it would be skipping this topic, this comment. Really, he had his strength, but was too limited and had many deficiencies. But us not getting a DM before letting him go. Let's move on from that. Really, I agree with Coach. Let's not go to Europe so we can build our team very well. I think so too, but he had a solid argument of financial incentives. The club would want to at least get one of those. The beautiful game to Sports or Arsenal. Let's see. What does JC say? JC is talking to somebody. No disrespect to the competition. Okay, mates. Okay. Now I know that one. Now, CFC under 21 can win the Conference League. Would be a good way to go. Yeah, maybe. Do we have the right to play them there? That's the question. I'd be just happy to stay in the Premier League. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Wow.
The Conference League gives you 11 McDonald's tickets for a big Mac meal.
Killing me.
Look how
Oh my God.
far the mighty has fallen.
Yeah.
Not having the European tournament means less stress for players, less travel, and enough time to concentrate on one, especially vital to Conte winning EPL with Chelsea, but it depends on how good the coach can take the chances. Yep, it makes sense, Glenn. Wow, yummy indeed. Don't want to finish in the Europa, Conference League. Yeah, I don't want that either. Todd Bowley can find some great medical team from the US. I think he's hired quite a lot of them. And the truth is, whatever is happening right now stems from something that's been happening for a long now. It's not preventable. It has to happen now. Then they'll see it and take care of it and maybe prevent the next one by changing approach to training and all that. I don't know. Kevin is the physio at Chelsea. I can't even say his name to address the hamstring issue. Yeah, so Thomas Bay is very correct. Yeah, but like when Thomas said that, I said it is believable. Hudson-Odoi, shot power is unacceptable. Okay. The Prince, that means the Prince is coming. The Prince is here. Big up, brother. Nice to see you. Big up, Kuchila. Big up, Bobby. Big up, Roger. Big up to everyone. Please like. 104 likes. Yep, people. Let's get it to even 110. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate that. What else do I have to read here? Hudson-Odoi should probably be sold, in my opinion. 1 year left on his contract. It's a huge risk. But he may well accept to stay because of a huge salary, because I don't see any club paying him that much. We just spent top dollar on wingers, and we will probably spend more soon. No space and not enough. Let the club take the decision. I don't know what's going to add. Now, add Tammy to that bench too. Potter is gonna. Yep, he's a gunner indeed. I don't think it would make sense to even get Tammy. Let's see what else we have here. Every nature winger are better than Hudson-Odoi. I agree. The Prince is here. If we keep on talking about J5 from now on to tomorrow, it's not going to change anything. We would forget and move on. We have to do that. Bless up, that Charles. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. We got Mudryk and Modric, these wingers alone, and even they aren't getting the game time with the back three approach, except if they start playing as forwards. How much more will Hudson-Odoi get? That's a huge question. Kachila, given that Potter went for Pulisic over Mudryk in the last game, isn't that a strong indication that Pulisic is ahead in the pecking order? No. We are talking about Graham Potter. Remember, when he doesn't work like that. Remember the analysis we did, and we picked the lineup, and I kept telling you guys, look, I see Cucurella starting. And some people think it's not going to happen. Graham Potter doesn't operate like that, no. That doesn't mean, and pay attention to his statement that we read, what he talks about. He just feels like Mudryk needs a bit of time. And that's not meaning he's not going to start tomorrow. And he doesn't like to give away too much during his press conferences, if that makes sense. I will not, because of that, say Pulisic is ahead in the pecking order. No, I will not, if that makes sense. But that's, by the way, we have a few minutes to round up so I can help my boy prepare for school and take him to school. But we must have an evening show today. We only avoid having evening shows when there's a European nights or evening games. Hello, everyone. Hello to you too, Choma. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join the show, and big up to you, Chalma. Just added J5 as a keyword to the to, the spam filter. I think I would do that really. And the hype surrounding Cho has left. There's nothing of it, if not more. Who do we even sell Cho to, and who would want to buy him? I think a lot of clubs in England would want to buy him. I think Brendan Rodgers, he's the type that sees such players say, I can get the best out of him. Even Arsenal would take him. Arsenal would take him because he's still young. He's still 22, remember?
Yeah.
He's still 22, so that's why I'm saying the club will be a bit reluctant to let him go. But the biggest issue will be his salary. Because he's on one something already. Close to 200 now. I don't remember how much. So the biggest issue will be his salary. But let's see what the club does. Porter just called me. Porter just called me regarding J5. I'm not allowed to mention him. He's now known as he. Yep. Who shall not be named. I like that. Thank you. And you ended it, and you started it, and you ended it. Toshiho, oh, what did I do? The forbidden word. But that's, by the way, Roger, see what we have here. I don't know if you want to say anything more about the game. This here says Rich James is out, and N'Golo Kante, probably his case is that he's not ready. Not that he had a setback or so. Yeah, Raheem Sterling, is he out? And so I'm not an expert at reading emojis.
You know what? When it comes to N'Golo, listen, is this? We have one more game next week, and then it's an international break, correct?
So don't play him. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think for N'Golo, depending on what the medical staff says, play him for, let's say, 10, 15 minutes tomorrow, maybe 20, 30 minutes the next week.
Has he even started training with the rest of the team?
I'm assuming he has been.
I don't think he has. But that's
really?
me. I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. I know he's been training solo for the longest time, for like 2 or 3, 4 weeks, whatever it is. But with the team, probably not actually. There's a good chance he hasn't been or has just recently. But I say we introduce him gradually, slowly. There's no rush back. Listen, he's been missing for a long time. So why risk it for an extra early week or so when you've got already an international break coming? So let him. I just hope he doesn't go and train with France and get injured. I'd be really pissed about that. I hope he doesn't train with France. He needs to stay.
Yeah, he's so important to us. I wouldn't want us to make that mistake of rushing him back and then regret doing so. Give him time, let him recover fully. Sorry, go ahead. And if you're in the chat, I'm going to share a link to a YouTube short I made about Cesar Spipetta. Please, if you can take your time, go watch it and drop a like. Yep, there you go. Please watch and like. Just 1 second, Roger. Sorry if I cut you off, brother. Apologies.
That's okay.
So please watch and like. There you go. I'm going to share it. Watch it. I think it's 17 seconds or 18 seconds. Please watch the video and like the video. That will go a long way for the channel. It will help me push it so more people can see it. It took me nearly 4 hours to complete. But Roger, go ahead with what you were saying. Apologies.
Yeah, I think the team has to put their foot down and basically block him from training with the French team. Because, you know, he's not going to say no, which I respect. But when you're returning from a serious injury as such, I don't think you should be playing internationally, especially immediately after returning. I think that has to be negated. That's what I have to say on that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. But like I said, I don't read emojis. So where Stalin and Aubameyang, I'm not sure what those emojis mean. But that's, by the way, okay, I've read that one, this one too. Osimhen talking about when he played at Stamford Bridge. I was very happy to be at Stamford Bridge. When I walked on to the pitch, he's Chelsea through and through. But if we're going to sign him, I'm still going to keep arguing not on the ground, Potter. But if he comes, he walks, I'll take it. That's why I love him as a player. He's a fighter and probably would do well in the Premier League. But the whole thing, how do we play? But that's, by the way, Arsenal want a show, But Todd Bowley told him before letting him go on loan, he sees him a very much part of Chelsea. However, I have a feeling he will go. I'm not sure he will go. I think we can risk accommodating him because we know what he's capable of doing. But let's see what happens. He's still young too, 22. I called all my friends via conference call that I was on the beach because I was happy to be on the grass where my idol drama scored the many goals. I cherish the moment. Wow, wish you could send me DMs via Twitter. I usually like to do YouTube shots with such things like that. Nobody like Mbappe and Nkunku is similar, but not even close. I think Nkunku is better technically gifted. I think he's the better dribbler. Again, that's my opinion. But that's by the way, Cho is on 150K. Lukaku took 50% cut to go to Inter. Cho would take pay cut to play regularly. Maybe if Chelsea can promise him game time, he wouldn't mind taking a pay cut to come back to where it all started for him. Sending N'Golo to Dubai already for a summer chilling break. No, N'Golo is a guy, JC just stopped. He's a guy that, again, even if he plays with just 20 games per season, he can help you win a lot. Only Bally can tell a player is part of the near future just before chucking 100 million players in his position. I don't know. Please go check out this YouTube shot. It's about 17-18 seconds long. Please just it won't cost you too much time. Please watch it, drop a like on it. It will help me push it so more people can see it. We had this problem before where we asked the Shams not to play him. Yeah, that's the truth. He went out ahead and played him. Potter said not before Everton game for N'Golo Kante. Okay. When did Osimhen play at Stamford Bridge with a French team under Frank Lampard? Yeah, what's that team actually at home? Did he score? I think he scored a header in one of them, didn't he? Cho might be the new Lucas Piazon. Ooh, that's painful. That's painful, really. He played against us when he was and he scored a header against us. I think away or at home, I don't remember. Chelsea should only sign Osimhen after they get out of after he gets out of Amate's pocket. Who? Amate pocketed Osimhen? I didn't know that. Okay. I am tired of potentials like Zuma. Okay. If Porter is playing with a back three, Pulisic is probably better suited to the inside forward because he's done that on occasions. Yep, it makes sense. Role than Mudryk. I like my chances on this bet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, but that's a solid argument. Yeah, he scored a header. Yeah, I remember that. Will Ruben play right wing back tomorrow? Possibly. Since James won't be available. So the next, I think most likely, really. Most likely. I am tired of seeing him. We have Nkunku. What Cup qualifiers could you
what's up with Reece?
Sorry?
Coach, what's up with Reece? Is it because of that knock he got? Was it a Bellingham challenge?
Yeah, possibly. Maybe just precaution to maybe he feels like we can do without him, just like he did the game before the Champions League football. So I think managing Reece now has become important.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, World Cup qualifiers. Okay, I think I hated watching the Nigerian games because I realized earlier on that what's his name Guavon didn't know what he was doing. So yeah, if that makes sense. Let's see, Coach. Are you doing magic on the channel? You have more likes than views. 61 views, 91 likes. I think what you're seeing hardly updates. The views here is 2,394, and the likes is 105 likes. So it hasn't updated. So which one are you talking? So the views hasn't updated. The views should be 2,400 by now for you. So it hasn't updated on your end. Yeah, you can see such magic sometimes. Well, good question. I'm not doing any sort of magic. No way with classic number 9. What do we have here? Would you want a Kane? Yeah. And even if I'm told if I fast for 10 days at a stretch it will happen, I would do that. but I won't
Never
believe
gonna
it
happen,
because it will
Coach.
never happen. Sorry?
Yeah, it would
It will
never
never
happen.
happen, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe
He'll
it's,
go to
yeah, go ahead, Roger.
he will either go overseas like a Bayern Munich, or he'll go to
Mm-hmm.
maybe a City. That's it. He won't go to a London team. That's a no-no.
Yeah, true. Maybe it's time to admit that Rich James is injury prone. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
because he's not injured right now. I think he's just a precaution. Usually, under the normal circumstances, if it wasn't, maybe, you know what? I'm not going to argue against that. Let me just shut up. Nigeria, I can make certain 11 of strikers only. Yep, they have too many of them. They have some talent, but the managers suck. Except if the new manager, it would take time, but I hope they give him time. My predicted lineup, Kepa, you're giving it away. We're going to do the predicted lineup tomorrow before the game starts. Finish on time, then talk about something else. My predicted lineup, Kepa, Kukureya, Badiashile, Koulibaly, Wesley Fofana, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, Enzo Fernandez, Mount, Havertz, Datro Fofana. No, I don't think we'll see Datro Fofana, but if we see that, then I owe you a bottle of, you know what? Yeah, I owe you 6-pack. Kent United is probably his best option. Don't expect him to leave England as he wants to be the all-time top scorer. Oh, yeah. Is he? I think
That's
he's
a good point.
beaten the one for sports.
Yeah, he's beaten the Spurs record. Yes,
But he hasn't beaten the one. Who holds the one for the entire Premier League? I think Shearer, right?
yeah, Alan Shearer.
Rooney came close but didn't beat it. I don't know who came close.
I think it's Shearer has 260 something. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's by the way, Roger. Anything else you want to talk about with regards to the preview, so that we can call it a day?
No, I guess we're doing the lineup tomorrow, so that's fine.
Yeah, the predicted lineup. Yeah, that's what we're starting, and we will start earlier. We'll start 1 hour earlier. I know the 12 p.m. one once the UK time works better for me, but we'll have to start earlier tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll still be making the lineup and boom, start looking online. So go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I think.
Or maybe the evening today, in the evening show today, we may want to do predicted lineup. If nothing, there isn't much to talk about during that time. But go ahead.
The kickoff is 3:00 p.m. 1500 hours, London time. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be what? So that's 7 o'clock your time, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, and I hope you've been okay, bro, because I haven't spoken with a day now or so, but I hope things are okay on your end.
Yeah, I'm feeling better, thank you.
All right. Nice to hear that. Thank you so much, Roger. I cannot thank you enough. Let me quickly just do this. Just 1 second. I think I have to finish it and then add it later. If you're watching, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Bobby, for being part of the conversation today. Thank you, Supreme Quartz. I appreciate all your support. Thank you, Eugene and Naughty. Thank you. It's Kami, my bro. How's work going? I hope work is going well. Thank you, my bro and friend, Bobby Fairview. Always nice to see you. Thank you, the beautiful game. Thank you all. Tapa, Manish Tapa. Thank you so much for all the contributions. And Mesole, thank you so much, Eugene Naughty. Thank you to all of you. It's Kami, I've mentioned your name. Glenn, thank you so much, my bro. I appreciate all the support. And Aurora Elbow, DJ Sav, who was here, and Aurora Elbow, who was also here. I appreciate you. I can't find your comment. It'd be probably far up. JC, thank you so much. With that, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you to, and if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.